Good morning. How you doing? Welcome to another day of sunshine. How you doing today? Did you survive the earnings call last night?
How you doing?
What a crazy event. People who were registered, I was pre-registered for the call, couldn't get into the call. The call lasted 20 minutes. No questions were taken. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. It's all over. Interesting. Hey, the company can do it whatever way they want to do it. However you want to handle your conference call and whatever you want to say and how you say it and how you present it, totally up to you. I can understand why they did what they did, how they did what they did. I'm looking at the big picture here from all the years I've been around. I don't think they wanted to get into questions because the reality was they weren't able to control who was calling in. There could have been 1,000 people listening in on this call. It would have been impossible to do a Q&A. They probably didn't know and probably didn't have it set up in a way that these 40 phone calls over here, which you can't do this, but just theoretically, bear with me. These 40 calls over here are from brokerage houses and analysts, and these 960 calls are shareholders and vloggers and bloggers that we don't know, or we're not sure who they are. We can't verify. And so the calls coming in, they probably weren't able to verify who was who in the zoo. And it was a zoo because, as you folks know who are following GameStop last night, very difficult to get in and then figure out what was going on. I can imagine that what they were going through on their end was, let's just read our statement, whatever that was, discuss the financials, the company, disclose what we want to disclose, and then we'll just move on. And going forward, we will bring out a series of announcements, updates. Perhaps they might do like a video presentation of some kind. They might do select interviews with publications, like written press, or with someone with a camera. I'm just going, I don't know. I mean, the interest is so unbelievable in the company, of course. And that 9 out of 10 questions would have come from the investment type of individual who would say, well, how high is the stock going to go? What do you think about the short situation? What do you think about the Reddit? What do you think about Wall Street bets? And they're not going to want to talk about that. That's not what this is about. This is not about talking about the wild speculation on their stock. This is to talk about the future of their corporation. In any event, the stock is 155.49 at this second in the pre-market. The low of the session this morning was about 151, which I believe was the low of the session last night during the conference call or post-conference call. Volume last night was very heavy. Is in excess of 4 million shares. Volume this morning, very moderate at 356,000 shares. That, again, is telling to me, because I just don't think we have a massive exodus of investors. I think a lot of people who hold this stock are looking to me and others like me and out there to say, well, what do you think? What's your take on this whole thing? What happens next, and what's the big picture? I will say this much. I've been watching CNBC this morning, which I always watch. I mean, those of you who watch me, I have the TV on to CNBC. I have a limited selection of business networks I can watch because I'm in Canada. I'm not in the US. And so I can't watch them all. I only get CNBC, and I get a Canadian version of a Bloomberg Canada version channel, which is just crap. Sorry, Canada, but it's crap. We used to get Bloomberg on its own, and then we used to get a Canadian business network on its own. And due to cost cuts and probably Canadian, what we call CRTC, the Canadian Regulatory whatever board that makes us watch Canadian content, whether we want to or not, they just drive it down our throats. They may have caused this merger to happen or edged it on. So now we're watching a combination of Bloomberg and Canada, whatever. and it's just garbage. And so I barely watch it anymore. I mean, the ratings got to be just awful. And so I'm stuck watching CNBC, and of course following the internet and everything else. So where I get the info from is what I have to live with. But in any event, on CNBC, what are they saying this morning? Well, they're showing the chart. They're showing the chart of how bad the stock looks. They're trying to make it look just terrible. And their whole shtick this morning is, well, the shareholders got a surprise yesterday, apparently, that the company is planning on raising money and they might dilute the shares. And I'm going, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that as the number one topic of discussion by management. I know that the company has had a filing on the books for, almost 6-8 months, where at any time they could always have issued $100 million worth of stock through a broker dealer, but they've chosen not to. A public company can always raise money by issuing stock. I mean, that's why you go public. You go public to have the shares trade between the public, and you sometimes go to the public to raise money. Look at cruise lines. They've raised $60 billion in the last year to keep ships floating in the oceans. GameStop hasn't issued any stock in the last year. Not a single share from the treasury has been issued for anything. They don't need to raise money to pay their bills. Which again begs the question, then why would they want to raise money now? Well, the theory is, again, it's speculation. Why would you want to raise a bunch of dough they say to fund their expansion and their new direction? I don't think they need $1 billion to set up this e-commerce division. It's already running. It's already flowing. They're just going to continue to modify it. But yes, they will hire key staff members going forward. They're stealing people left, right, and center. Yes, they will keep doing that. And but they don't need billions. So then what? Well, okay, if they raise, I don't know how many shares would they sell at what price is the question. You want to issue stock down here at 156? You could, but would you? Would you talk about $200 a share, 275, 300, or 125? I mean, shorters out there will say, why don't you raise money at 50? Why don't you raise a whole bunch of money at $20 a share? That's what the shorters would say. You always got those guys on your side. But I think the company is just sitting back going, well, we have the option to raise money. We know that. And, we, the board, can authorize a stock issue anytime we want. But why should we right now? We have $600+ million cash in the bank right now. We got $600 million cash on hand. We don't owe $600 million to anybody. We don't. We owe a couple $100 million. We don't have billions in debt. We're not drowning in losses. We're not in that kind of trouble. We're in a different phase entirely that, again, the market is not hearing about. The company valiantly tried to mention it last night. And this morning, at least in CNBC, they're conveniently not mentioning any of the highlights of the financial report. But I thought I would mention some of the highlights of the financial report that you might want to consider and think about to determine for yourselves whether you want to buy this stock, sell this stock, or do nothing. By the way, David, you are a new member, and I thank you for coming in here. Drew 40, same to you. Thank you for coming in here, you guys. Frank is here. With these three guys on board, this channel is on its way to greatness. Thank you guys for becoming members of this channel. All of you who are becoming members of this channel, I so much appreciate it. Welcome aboard with Uncle Bruce. Let's get into some of the highlights on GameStop from last night. All right, I'm going to specifically talk about what we wanted to know about and what I really wanted to know about regarding what is the future of this company really look like? Where are we at? And I want to get into this. Where we go, Jordan. I got my thumbs up early before Bruce had to remind me. Thank you guys for these thumbs ups. All right, the fourth quarter. That's what I wanted to know about. I wanted to know about the fourth quarter. I got notes here, so I have to look down. I already know. We all know. If you're following GameStop, you follow me, you already know. We talked about the first three quarters of last year already. There was something called what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with the letter P and it ends in Mick. Pandemic. There was a pandemic around the globe, apparently. shock to a bunch of people who follow GameStop. Apparently, the networks had never heard this. There were retail stores closed around the world, apparently, last year during something like March until almost the end of the year because of a pandemic. Who knew? Well, the folks at GameStop, they had to close their stores too. But what they didn't do is they didn't go bankrupt, where the short sellers were convinced with 70 million shares shorted a year ago, these guys will not survive the pandemic. This is the final nail in the coffin to finish off GameStop. We don't ever have to buy these shares back. All the money we got for those 70 million shares that we shorted over the last 3 years, they probably hauled in $2 billion in cash by selling short 70 million shares of stock. Maybe they made $1.5 billion. Well, it's a lot of money. It was billions of bucks. And we don't have to buy them back because the company's going bankrupt. Oops, it didn't work. And the Reddit people pointed out that there's a little issue here. You guys are short 70 million shares and there's only 50 million free trading. This doesn't work. And so, of course, we had a run in January to $400 or $500 a share for a brief moment in time. And we're back. Now we've had another run yet again. And we were at 38.50. Remember this number? We were at 38.50, having come from 500 all the way down about a month ago. As a matter of fact, it's a month, 4 weeks today, this Wednesday, 4 weeks ago. Go back in time. The shares had just recovered from Monday, Tuesday, 38.50 trade. And someone we know and love, the man who's not a cat, bought 50,000 shares at 38.50, announced it to the world. And the shares went to the $45, $50 neighborhood last week, 4 weeks ago today. The shares popped up 4 weeks ago today to $91. And then the next day, they popped up into that 130, 150 range. And then over the next week, they went all the way up through the 200s and reached 348. And then we started seeing the shenanigans by short sellers and desperados who are just down billions again on this position. And we have declared short sales. We have failure to deliver. We have naked option writing. And we've got hedge funds. We have hedge funds, mutual funds, index funds, ETFs, all reporting, as they are supposed to report, that they collectively own anywhere from 130 to 160 million shares of GameStop. That's how many they have. And we've been asking ourselves, how can they have that many shares? There are only 70 million in existence. And of course, the battle continues. That, it's for liquidity, and these failure delivers are just a glitch in the system, and there's no problems here. Just look away. Look away. Look at keys. Look at these keys over here. Look at this. Don't worry about the massive undeclared short position on GameStop. Look at it, what it's trading at, and that'll tell you what this company really looks like. And I'm looking at it going, it's at 157 right now. It was 38.50 4 weeks ago. It was over 4 weeks ago. It was a dead duck 4 weeks ago. Stock was going back to 20 bucks a share. It didn't happen. And it's now 157 after a disastrous report last night, apparently. Oh, it was just terrible. Oh, the world is coming to an end on poor old GameStop. All right, let's take a look at some numbers. For the fourth quarter, 2020, which ended January the 31st. So we're talking November, December, and January, these 3 months. The sales were $2.1 billion in the 3 months. All right. Now that's an annual rate of $8.4 billion in sales, because that's $700 million a month. I know it's Christmas. I know the critics out there are going, you're just ignoring reality, Bruce. You're just not reporting the facts. You know them sales were only $5 billion last year, and you're lying. Well, I'm not lying. It's $2.1 billion for the last quarter because the stores were open again. You see, the first 9 months of the year, the stores were mainly closed. And so that's how a pandemic works. You have to close stores during a pandemic. You can't let people in shopping malls. It's a funny little thing. And a bunch of retailers go under, which happened last year. But in this case, GameStop is $2.1 billion in gross sales, which again translates to $700 million a month, which translates into $8.4 million annual rate. $8.4 billion. That's all I'm saying. No judgment. This was $2.1 billion in sales, with only 88% of the stores still around. They've closed 12% of all their stores last year. So compared to 2019, compared to 2020, they had $2.1 billion in sales with 12% fewer stores selling merchandise. That is a sales increase. That is more, that's a 6.5% increase in sales per store. That's very positive. In the middle of a pandemic, I have to keep bringing this thing up. There's this thing called a virus that's really screwing up everything, all right? Just in case you forgot, there's that, okay? Because I know some of you live in states in the US where apparently there isn't a virus. It's all good. You can just go out there and party all you want. You'll never get sick. No old people die in your state. E-commerce sales in the third quarter, up 175% over the year before, representing 34% of all sales, e-commerce, versus 12% of all sales a year earlier. So in 2019's fourth quarter, 12% of all sales were e-commerce. In 2020, it was 34%. You get the drift? It's growing. Cost of selling dropped down to 419 million from 511 million. That's almost 100 million. 90 million less in expenses to run the business. Why? 12% fewer stores, lowering their cost factor. This is going to continue. This just will continue. Income tax, a surprise little gain there. They actually got a refund from the government. They got $70 million from a tax gains because of the CARES Act, that original stimulus thing that was passed back in the Trump era, back in 2020. They paid last year $43 million in tax. They got $70 million this year, this direction. So that's a difference of $113 million positive to the company. Very good. Their adjusted income, when it's all said and done, they've adjusted everything out. They had a $90 million profit for the fourth quarter, $1.34 a share, versus $1.27 a share last year. They actually made more money, net profit this year with fewer stores in the middle of a pandemic versus last year with more stores and no pandemic. That's got to add up to something. And I'm looking at that going, there's a tell. I mean, let's play poker at the poker table, and there's a tell. That's a tell right there. The company is actually doing all right. It's doing okay. Is it the greatest operating number in the history of the world? No, but we are in the middle of this virus thing called a pandemic. So let's keep that in mind. But with 12% fewer stores, they shut down over 600 stores last year. That kind of tells me these guys are, they're doing some stuff that is correct. They're doing things correctly, more correctly than not correctly. Another thing I wanted to mention, I was taking a look at their annual numbers. I was looking at their annual, annual stuff, and I wanted to kind of go over that with you. For 2020, the whole year, they reported that their comparable store sales decreased 9.5% over the whole year. Yes, pandemic, store closures, and all stores being shut down in the middle of the pandemic would affect them. The sales were $5 billion approximately versus $6.4 billion, which is a reduction in sales because, again, we're talking about the pandemic. The last quarter is the one where it just took off and turned around the other direction. They're talking about how their numbers were down, but their e-commerce was rising. Increase for e-commerce for the entire year, 191%. So their e-commerce division grew at 191% last year, and look for that to really keep going. For the whole year, it was 30% of sales. They're talking about selling and general administrative expenses down $400 million for the year, 21% lower. The income tax gain was noted. I've mentioned this already. They had a net loss for the year of $215 million compared to $470 million last year. So again, the first 9 months is where the losses were incurred when they had to shut their stores down. This is not a GameStop problem. This is a pandemic reality. All right. What else is going on? Oh, they closed 693 stores last year, and they hadn't really announced a major store closing initiative yet for most of last year. That came in the last 5-6 months now, basically from about the fall to now is where they've really adopted the notion that we're shutting down stores and we're going to close down divisions, sell off countries, and really go e-commerce. We're going to add gazillions of products and do a whole new thing. Welcome, Ryan Cohen. What was I going to mention here? The closing of the stores. They also shut down shops in a number of countries. Hang on one second here. I'm just going to double check my comments here. There we go. They have 635 million cash on hand, which includes restricted cash. And one of these analysts yesterday said, you can't count restricted cash as cash. And I'm thinking, you can't? It like doesn't exist. Well, what's it for? What's restricted cash? Well, it's to pay rent. Well, then why not count it? Because you're going to pay rent. You're going to pay rent where you owe rent. But when the lease is up, you're going to walk away from stores you don't want to keep running. I don't understand. Anyway, the 635 million cash on hand. Debt was reduced by 57 million. Again, remember this. There are companies out there who a lot of us follow, one of which is AMC. And a lot of you out there follow AMC, and you keep mentioning to me, look at the chart. It's exactly the same. Because the company is doing exactly the same thing. No, they're not. But AMC went from 100 million shares to almost 400 million shares outstanding, and they've raised their debt level from, I think, $4 billion to $6 billion to survive the pandemic. Same pandemic that GameStop is fighting. Where GameStop reduced their debt outstanding, didn't issue any shares whatsoever to the street. Completely different than AMC. Night and day. There's no comparison here. Okay, interesting. They've also completed 5 sale leaseback transactions, which pertain to their own headquarters and their warehouses. They used to own all that real estate. They sold it and then turned around and rented it. And so now they're just on the hook for leasing their space. And at the end of so many years, they have the options to move to another location, walk away from an underperforming location. They're no longer sitting on real estate that they have to carry and pay property tax on and maintain. Now it's the landlord's problem, and that's just giving them cash now and improve their cash position. It's just a smarter move. They completed the wind down of operations in Finland, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, and that to me is what we should expect going forward to hear more of. That they will exit areas where they have retail stores, either by just shutting them off, just closing them out, again, at the end of the leases, or wouldn't be surprised if they sell off Australia's stores to an Australian retail operator based in Australia and just have it be run by that operator and they have their own staff there, they have their own leases, and GameStop just backs off and reduces their headcounts, reduces their lease obligations, reduces their cost obligations. They'll keep their warehouse in Australia for e-commerce sales and probably to help fund, or not fund, but stock these stores. But it won't be their money for the inventory. It'll be the store owner's money, and they'll work their margins as best they can. But GameStop is going to get out of the retail game. They'll do the same in the UK. The rest of Europe, whatever's left, they'll do that. Again, all through, I think, this year and next. So through 2021, 2022, they will drop the footprint of the store counts dramatically. And eventually, Canada and the US, they will address domestically here their big picture. The small picture is leases are expiring every month, because a lot of these leases are 5-year deals with most of these shopping malls, renewables at their option. And the company has been deciding, hey, well, that location in Dallas, we got 3 in Dallas, we're going to keep 2, or we'll keep 1 and drop 2, because these 2 stores, they're not generating enough revenue to justify being open. But this one is our #1 shop, we'll keep it running. Houston, we had 6, we'll be down to 2 or 3. Again, same thing across the board, all over the place. This is what's going to happen. So in the next 12 to 24 months, this company will probably go down to half the number of stores, 2,500, maybe 1,000 stores by the time they sell off country divisions and so on. And that just reduces their cost of overheads and operations. And they can stop having head office staff dedicated to handling all these overseas store locations. This staff will be replaced with new staff that are familiar with e-commerce. This is just the natural progression of this company. All right. So I took a peek at another announcement that came out yesterday, and I touched on it a little bit with you guys during the day yesterday. It had to do with the hiring of a new individual that has joined the company by the name of Jenna Owens. Jenna Owens was announced yesterday as the new COO. And I looked into I looked into the filing because I do my due diligence. I went to the SEC filings and I took a look at, by the way, this information I just gave you was also from the due diligence of their filings, SEC reports. Jenna Owens, 42 years old, is now the executive vice president and chief operating officer of GameStop, and she was hired away from Amazon. She was stolen from Amazon, and prior to that, she worked at Google. A long career in logistics and advertising and promotion and e-commerce. Her salary will be $200,000 a year. Doesn't sound very impressive when you think about the title, but listen to this. She's earning a $2 million signing bonus over 2 years. She'll be paid about $125,000 every month, additional bonus money for every month she's there for the first year, and then it's $83,000 the second year. Comes up to $2 million. She also gets, and this is where I really like this deal. She's getting a $9 million stock award package. Now that sounds impressive, and you might go, "Wow, $9 million in stock? Wow, that's crazy." Oh no! Here's how this game works. I love this deal. I think it's a fair deal for both parties. The company is saying to her, "Yeah, you're going to get $200,000 a year, and you get your bonus. The signing bonus, and over the first 2 years, you'll make some dough because we're stealing you. I mean, this is the carrot to get you to come on over here. But now that you're here, we have another carrot for you. You can earn $9 million in stock in the company. Now, the incentive, of course, is to earn as many shares, earn your shares going forward. And the hope is that the shares will keep going up in value because that's what you want. You want an employee who is addicted to the upward movement of the stock price. The $9 million in stock awards works out like this. After the first year of employment, 5% of that, $450,000 worth of stock, will be granted to her based on the 30-day trading average prior to that date. So the 23rd month, the 11th month, 11th month, just before the 12th month, the average price of GameStop for the 30 days prior to the full year anniversary of being there will be used as the price to get the 450,000 shares. So $450,000 worth of shares. I'm trying. So if the stocks, to make this really easy, if the shares are trading at $150 a share, just to use a round number, because you know how it is, $150 a share, $450,000 worth of stock, okay, that's 3,000 shares. All right. If the shares are trading at $225, that's 2,000 shares. If the shares are trading at $450 a share, again, I'm just using numbers, then it's 1,000 shares. So it's a 9 million share package, $9 million share package, but it's done over 4 years. The first year, it's 5%. At the end of the second year, 15% of the stock is now granted. So of the 9 million, it's $1.35 million worth of stock. Again, at the 30-day average at that time, month 23 to month 24, right? They're $1,000 a share. You get $1.35 million of stock. You divide that into it's 1,350 shares. You can see what I'm coming at. So there is a $9 million stock bonus coming to her over 4 years. The 5% in the first year, 15% after the second year, and then 20% after that on the 2.5 year, the third year, the 3.5 year, and the fourth year. That's how it's all labeled. So it's heavier towards the end, lighter at the beginning, because at the beginning, she's getting cash compensation to come on over, and then she's earning stock compensation going forward along with her salary. That is the deal for her to come over. She signed that deal to leave Amazon. So this is obviously a better deal than Amazon had been offering her, obviously, in the role she had there. And she ultimately must have left Google for a better deal at Amazon, obviously, because that's what people generally do. They go to the grass is greener and where the upside is higher. She's got a much higher position here than she would ever have at Amazon, because I would imagine that where she was and where this position is at GameStop, she may have had 500 people ahead of her at Amazon, where here she's right up at the top ranks of management. And this is a big move for her career-wise going forward. And I congratulate her. I congratulate GameStop. Smart move. You're hiring a real sharp cookie here at the height of their career, 42 years old. Those of you who are my age, you remember how much energy you had at 42 and the knowledge you had? You had all the knowledge you're going to ever have, and now you were really working with it. And so there are 18 years of maximum efficiency until she's 60 to run this thing much higher. Stock right now, 159.66, 29 minutes away from the opening. Very good. So $160 a share, just hit 160. So I like what I heard in most of what I heard. I really did. Am I surprised at the media reaction since last night? No. Most of what you're hearing and reading and getting bombarded with this morning with regard to GameStop and its report was pre-written. It was already pre-written by the analysts. They had already written this company off before they did anything yesterday. As you probably remember, if you were watching me yesterday, I was telling you guys that there was a 30% downward risk on the stock or a 30% upward risk on the stock from this 200 level or 190 level or what have you, and it could have gone down to 140 or up to 260. It hit 151. It touched it 151 ever so briefly, and now we're in this 158, 160 range, pre-opening, and 436,000 shares traded. Are there 5 million shares of panic selling coming into this market? I don't see it. I'm not seeing this. I'm actually seeing all morning nibbling coming in, trying to pick off this cheap stock. People are just trying to get into this because they're into the stock long term. They're not here for the quick flip. However, there are those out there who have put contracts, and they're eagerly awaiting 28 minutes to go by. They can't wait for the next 28 minutes. They're just praying and praying and praying that this stock does not go up to 175. In the pre-market, because it's now touching 158, 159 to 160. It's starting to touch this. If it breaks out over 160, it could go to 170, 75 like that, because the street and small investors will realize the world isn't coming to an end. The company has got $600 million cash. They're at 34% e-commerce sales. They just stole a senior executive from Amazon. All the things that they are supposed to be doing to become an e-commerce powerhouse, they're doing it. And this company is not going out of business. Alexander, thank you for becoming a member of my channel. Bridget, thank you. What about the mention of the short squeeze in the 10K report? That's right. That is another thing I want to talk about. Thank you for bringing that up. Ethan, good morning, Uncle Bruce. Hope you're well with this. Woo, back Wednesday, GameStop and Tesla to the moon. We shall see. Yes, in the financial report, I found this an interesting little tidbit. A lot of you sent me a copy of this to my email, talking about a little disclosure that was in there. Christopher, since the short sale restriction is at $163, if GameStop opens at 150 range, does that open starting with an SSR? Yes, it does. If the shares open around here, because they're down 12%, 12.5% from the close, they open around this. The stock's on a short sale restricted list all day today and tomorrow. So we're watching for that. That could also really spur a run on the market. It could be most interesting. We shall see. I'm not saying it will, but I'm saying it might. But the short sale comment, there was a comment in the footnotes saying something along the lines of that the company is, how do they say it? It's kind of like, we're aware of the fact that a lot of our shares are shorted. Hedge fund shorted the entire Russell 2000 with GameStop on it. The company is trying to say in plain English, we know there are shorters all over our stock. We know. And we know they could be in big trouble, because when you're short stock, you could have unlimited losses. We know that. You don't have to tell us that. We know that. But we're just saying in our annual report that, very dry language. It was written by a lawyer who's just trying to say, well, I'll say it in a legal kind of way so that as to not be accused by anyone of being over sensationalizing it. But we're going to acknowledge that we management know that there's a huge short position on our stock and that people can short stock and buy stock long. That's the public market. But that if you short stock, you could be subject to serious losses. All depends what the stock does. So, people have been making this point to me. Have you seen this? I'm going, yes, I've seen it, and the market knows it. But over at CNBC, they're not talking about the short position of GameStop. They're not talking about the undeclared shorts. They're not talking about the failure to deliver. They're not talking about that. They're talking about the company missed their projections. And I'm thinking, what projections? They didn't make any projections. The company hasn't issued any forward guidance. They're not on record to say we're going to earn exactly this much in the first quarter, and if we don't, you can really put us to the wall for that. They haven't done that. They didn't do that on this quarter that they just had. They didn't say anything about how much money we were not going to make. Look at this discount, says Josh. That's right. This stock's on sale. 160.56 and went through 160 like butter, like a hot knife through butter. Just went through 160. 161 right now. The market opens in 24 minutes. And the short sellers are panicking right now because they're going, dang it, what does it take? What do we have to do? How much bad press are we going to have to get sponsored out there? How many shills do we have to get on these networks to talk down this stock to crap this market under $100 a share? We can't get this to go down. We try everything we try every dirty trick in the book. We hire people to write articles and put them out there like it's legitimate, copy. And the stock's at 162 now. Why can't this stock go down? And they're just running out of options. I think maybe what it is, maybe one of the things that it is there are people watching guys like me who are going, stock went under, down a little bit, but it's not going that much. And what they don't know is how many viewers watch my show and are members of this channel who have the knee emoji. And when you pop up the knee emoji, the stock goes up. And the more knees that we see on our channel, on our chat, the higher the stock goes. We have the secret weapon, the knee secret weapon. Is that really what it is? Thank you for those of you who have been having a good sense of humor about all this. I appreciate it. You could all be depressed and upset about it all, but I think this is a buy opportunity. If you're looking at the long-term picture of this company, here come the knees right now. The knees are coming, and there is no stopping this army of knees. The knights who say knee are going to run this market, and the hedge funds can't stand it. We have 1,400 thumbs ups already. Thank you guys for this. Thank you for joining me. 22 minutes to go until the opening. 479,000 shares traded. If you take a look at the pre-market, you'll notice there's a little uptrend right now on the stock, because I think the sellers have run out of stock. The buyers are finding that there's very little stock available, and it'll probably gap here with a bit of a run, but we'll see. The knees are coming in. Look at all those knees hitting this thing. 1.6 thousand thumbs ups, 50 thumbs downs. We got a 33-to-1 ratio or so, 32-to-1 ratio, ups versus downs. Thank you so much for supporting this channel, showing YouTube. Here's where the fun is, and I appreciate all of you just being here and watching the show. As I said, I don't think it's over. I think we've got a scenario here where the shorters are still short. The stock was $38.50 a month ago today, or a month and a couple of days ago today. A month ago today, 28 days ago, 4 actual weeks, the stock went from $42, $44 to $51, and then to $55 and $91 at the end of the night. And then it went up to the $348 range a week or so later, just on a relentless march of people buying the company stock for the company, the future of the company. Forget about the short issues and forget about the failure to deliver, and they're just buying into the stock for long term. 163 right now on the stock as it continues to rise up from the 151 momentary trade. I think they got a print at 151 for maybe 100 shares. That was it. I'm sorry, whoever sold at 151. I hope it wasn't an individual investor. I'm praying it wasn't. That might be the low here. I don't know, but it looks like it. Even now at 163, the stock is down 10.2%. If it opens at 165 and goes higher, it won't be down 10% on the opening. Isn't that interesting to think about? The SSR won't be in effect, but it can be at any time that it drops to this 164, 63 range, just so you know. But right now, 163.50, down 10.04%. What an interesting number that is. Will it go through this like butter and just keep on going? It could. We'll watch it. I'll be here. Interesting stuff. The Dow coming into this market today, the Dow is up 107 points. Of course, it was down 300. Remember last night? It was down 300. It's only up 100. S&P is up about 14 in the pre-market. NASDAQ is up 78 in the pre-market. So it's a partial recovery. Oil's got a dead cat bounce right now, 59.22 for a barrel of oil, up $1.46. Lost, what, 450 yesterday? Lost something like that. I think oil's going lower. There's so much of it. There's no shortage of oil on this planet at all. Now we're talking about, or at least the analysts are talking about how the economy might not bounce back as quickly as hoped. And so oil is going, ooh, gosh, we got a lot of oil here. We'd really like to see it go up. Just notice here, a headline coming across, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line kicking off a $1.25 billion bond offering. They want to raise money issuing bonds in the company again. And they're doing a private offering. They want to use the money to pay off other debt that's maturing in 2021, 22. So it's a rollover of debt, apparently. They have a total of $20 billion in debt now, approximately, so far. And they've raised a lot of money selling stock as well. So Royal Caribbean continues to raise cash to survive. The shares of Royal Caribbean had a nice run lately, where they had a decent pop into the 90 range, but in the last month now, the shares have really backed off. Excuse me, they really backed off because I think the realization is, yeah, Royal Caribbean can run a ship out of Nassau. Last night they're talking about running another ship out of Bermuda. But the ships they're going to run out of those ports are a couple of their older ships. They're not running their brand new Oasis class ships out of there. They're running their older ships out of there, probably with a capacity of 1,000 people each. That might be about all they're going to do, which means that they'll be lucky to really break even on the cruises. With 1,000 passengers on a ship that can handle 3,000 passengers, you're not going to make a lot of money. The shares did reach 96.60 or so in the last couple of months, back in actually late February, and now we're 85.10 on the day at this point, 85.10 at this point for the stock. So we'll see how this wants to handle this news about additional bond offerings being done, but they're really rolling over old debt into new debt, trying to stay afloat and keep hanging on. But the CDC in the U.S. is just not opening up sailing for cruise ships out of U.S. ports. It's just not happening. Josh, thank you for this comment. Look at the discount on the stock. It's on sale. Max, thank you, Max, for becoming a new member of this channel. All of you who are becoming members, I really appreciate it. Godlike, Bruce, I'm tired of being broke, poor, and uneducated on investing. Do you have any advice on where to start learning? Books, channels, classes? Just watch my channel. You'll be fine. You'll learn lots here. Shorted are so far beyond shorted. ETFs are the tell. That's right. They are so overshorted on this thing. If this stock keep creeps up again, and I think it will. I think there'll be small investors who are just going to nibble up this stock. They're going to buy it and hold it, buy it and hold it, buy and hold it. Just puts the pressure on these guys. These big boys are going to have billions of dollars of problems with this stock. I just sense it. I think that the other thing too is that the financials went till the end of January. We've already had February. We're almost through March. Into April, and if you're following GameStop, they are sold out of game systems all the time. They're back ordered. They're getting full retail for everything they're selling, all the accessories that are moving. So the stores continue to do well, which tells me that the financials we saw for the last quarter are transcending into this quarter. And 5 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now, that's the end of the first quarter. And about a month after that, we'll hear about the first quarter financials. If those financials blow away the first quarter from last year, and they will, the thinking then will be, oh my gosh, this company really is on a roll. They're going to do 8 to 9 billion in sales this year versus 5 billion last year. And all of a sudden, the skeptics are going to go, these guys keep bringing in this cash. They don't need to raise money. They haven't diluted their stock. Interesting. Oh, by the way, I have another little tidbit for you. You love stories? I got a story for you. I read something else in the notes that caught my eye. No one mentioned this. No one has mentioned it. They bought back, as you know, by listening to me over the last several weeks, months, they bought back a bunch of their stock back in 2019. At was it $5.19 a share? They bought 37 million shares. So they bought a ton of stock back. Max is saying, by the way, Toronto loves you, Uncle Bruce. Gotta keep saying it until you believe it. You think it's true the hedge funds shorted the entire Russell 2000, every ETF with GameStop, and that's why the market slumped last week? I don't think that's the case, Max. I don't think that is what they're going to do. They're not going to fight the entire market. I don't think so. They're aggressive. These hedge funds are aggressive guys, and they really go after, they try to go after profits any way they can. But no, I don't think that's the plan. You're not going to fight a Dow Jones Industrial at an all-time high, which includes these Russell stocks. You're not going to fight S&P 500 at all-time highs, which includes these stocks. You're not going to fight NASDAQ, which is, inching back towards, it's still down 5% from its all-time high, but it's at 95% of its all-time high. You're not going to short this market with that. And with a 1.9 trillion stimulus program, you're not going to try to short the market against the entire Russell index. I don't think so. I don't think so. But there is a battle going on regarding this stock. No question about it. There is a huge war going on. All right. Back to a little ditty I saw in the notes. Again, my due diligence that I do. I noted that they did buy back stock, 37 million shares at $5.19 a share back in 19. And that brought the share count down to 68.9 million. I keep calling it 70 million shares just to round it up. So from 105 million to 70 million shares outstanding. But what you don't know, what you might not be aware of, is that the company still has $100 million of cash set aside for stock buybacks if they so decide to do it. So at any time, the company could buy back stock on the open market for $100 million under a budget that they approved way back when. The funds are set aside, and they could buy stock for $100 million anytime they want. Now, obviously, if you want to buy $100 million worth of stock at $161 a share, you're not going to get 10 million shares. You divide this into 100 million, a million shares is $161 million. So they can't even buy a million shares of their own company with $100 million, right? But just so you know, at $5 and something cents a share, that represented another 20 million shares they could have bought back. They could have been down to 50 million outstanding. Just think about that. That's the kind of firepower they had back then that they didn't have to use. Interesting. But then I thought of something else. I thought, well, maybe they could do something else. Maybe they could do a reallocation of these funds. They could have a board meeting, and they could come up with an announcement maybe that says we're not gonna use the 100 million to buy stock back on the open market because it's too high. It's at 161, it's too high. At 200, it's too high. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to reallocate this money. We're going to put it back in the treasury over here. So that's where the 600 million they got, 600 plus million. What we'll do instead is we're going to announce a special dividend, a one-time special cash dividend of $5 a share. 70 million shares outstanding. We're going to spend $350 million of the 600 million we've got, and we're going to give every shareholder $5 a share in cash, one time, and it's like a month from now. All right, just hear me out. Why would they want to do that? Because I say, if there are 200 million shares floating around out there, and only 70 million are from the company only has to pay out $350 million to give their shareholders $5 a share. including management that owns 26 million. They would get 130 million of that $350 million. The management would likely turn around and say, we are going to buy our own stock. All the options we have, we're going to put the whole 130 million into the corporate till to buy up our stock to clean out our options. In other words, 350 million goes out and 130 million comes back in to the treasury from management. All right. So now the company's out $220 million to its shareholders. That's all it is. And they had 100 million set aside for a stock buyback. So really they're dipping into 120 million extra dollars. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm getting at is if there are 200 million shares out there circulating around, and the mutual funds, the ETFs, the index funds, hedge funds are all declaring we own 160 million of them. The $5 a share has to be paid to all shareholders. So there's 130 million extra shares out there, 130 million more that are floating around out there that have been shorted, that are short. So whoever's on the short end of the stick on these stocks, whichever hedge funds are short, and whoever's written naked calls, and whoever's done all this stuff, failure to deliver, you're on the hook for $5 a share cash for every share you're on the books for. It's 160. That's 130 million shares. That's $650 million that the shorters have to come up with cash to just keep everything calm, because there are theoretically 200 million shares held out there by investors all over the place. 26 million by management, the rest by the public, through all these instruments and institutional holdings and their own holdings. You all get $5 a share because you're shareholders. The shorters have to cough up 650 million. Now, you get 30 days notice that this dividend is coming up, and the record date is 1 week before you pay the money. So you announce the dividend today. You got 3 weeks from now is the record date. Whoever's on the hook 3 weeks from now on as a short has to come up with $5 a share cash. No way around it. And then a week later, the money is distributed. So every brokerage firm will contact every client that's short stock and say, hey, you're short 100,000 shares of GameStop. In 3 weeks, we will debit your account $5 for every share you're short. 100,000 shares, we're going to debit you $500,000 to pay the dividend to the people that you sold the stock to, because it has to be distributed. The shorters are going to go, I don't know, I'm not doing that. I got 3 weeks from now, I'm buying this stuff back. I'm not going to pay that. Well, I think that's going to happen with a zillion of these shorters. They're all going to want to buy the stock back. Well, the problem is, of course, you try and buy back 130 million shares of stock when there's only 70 million you can buy from in the first place. It's not going to be 160, 172 a share. That'll run the market, which, of course, means the company now sees the market going up in price, because there's this 3 week panic, 3 weeks of panic to not be the guy holding the stick. I don't want to be the guy short. So the market will go up. Not every single shorter will want out, but there'll be a number of them who will want out. The stock goes up in price. The higher the stock goes, the bigger the short problem is for everybody, because it gets more expensive to carry shorts as the unlimited value of the stock goes up. Well, let's say it goes to $300 a share. Just goes to 300. The company could now turn around and say, we've just entered into an agreement with brokerage house blah, blah, blah from New York to issue 10 million shares from our treasury at $300 a share. And we're going to bring in $3 billion. And we're also giving the broker an option to buy another 15% more. That's another $45 million. Or $450 million more. We're going to bring in $3.45 billion, which more than covers the $350 million we're giving our investors, our shareholders. We're giving our shareholders $350 million. Management's giving us $100-something million back. We're only out $200 million. We just raised $3 billion plus at $300 a share. Close that deal, the dividend deal, the share deal, and then you do another announcement a month later. Special dividend, all shareholders, $20 a share. Here we go again. If there's still 150 million out there and there's only 80 million that's supposed to exist, we got 80 million shareholders getting $25 a share. That's a whole bunch of money. And then we've got we've got the street having to come up with $25 a share. That's shorted times 80. I don't know how many more, 80 million shares again. Billions of dollars now have to be paid out a second time. The stock will go to $800 a share, $500, $600 a share, and the company can do a 10 million offering there and raise $6 billion, pay out 2 plus 4. And at the end of the day, the company has all this cash in the bank. They got 90 million shares outstanding. The book value of the company on a cash basis is $120 a share, whatever that is. The stock will never be down to these prices ever again. They could do that. I'm just saying, it's theoretical. You want to talk theoretics? I'll talk theoretics all day long. There are ways to shake the tree here and get these shorters out of town. You make it so expensive to hang around, you move to another town to find a cheaper hotel room because you're getting out of my town. We're making it real expensive to get a room here. That could be a plan. And if the stock goes to 500 a share, 10 for 1 split. 10 for 1 stock split. Everybody has 10 times as many shares. Watch the stock go from $50 a share to $100 a share within a month or two because they're flush with cash. The shareholders are rolling and the shorters are scrambling. And all of a sudden, the shorters are short 10 times as many actual certificates than before. And the volume goes up like crazy. Brokers are happy because it's trading like stupid. And the company's sitting on 5, 7, 8 billion cash to go shopping and pick up deals. Just a possibility. I'm just throwing it around. Just a guy in a living room here in Creston, British Columbia, surmising with you what could happen. We're 4 minutes from the opening right now. Stock's 158, 159. It's been at 160, 162 here the last couple of minutes. We're about to open. If it opens at this price, 159 a share, the stock is automatically on the short sale restricted list for the balance of today and all day tomorrow. Opening up the possibility of a little run here because the short sellers will be forbidden to hit bids, but crafty short sellers find ways. But this is where we're at. The put holders are praying 4 more minutes. Please keep this stock down here. Please, 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 please. Can you get it down to 120? Can you get this stock to 120? So our put contracts are worth a ton of money. Or does this stock start trading at 160 and go to 175? I think contracts start trading 5 or 10 minutes into the market. I'm not quite sure how this works. I don't remember. We'll just see what's going on. Could be fun. Does the 10,000 submission, 10K submission, put any pressure on the DTCC to take action, especially with the mention of excess shorting specifically? You would think so, Max. You would think that the SEC and the DTCC people would be going, even the companies acknowledging it in their annual report that there's a short situation out there. But I don't know. I don't know how these guys think. I don't know how they compute and how they mentally figure this out. It is a mystery to me. I don't know. I think what we should have here for the last minute or two before we open up trading, I think we should give them a knee attack and just hit the knees where they live and see if the stock wants to open up at 165 to 170 and just get it going. Maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe the followers of this channel just hit those neat emojis and just give it to these guys. I mean, just show no mercy to these people and hit them where they live. Thank you, Danielle, for becoming a member of this channel. I appreciate it. It's great to have you here, and I'm great. I hope you're enjoying the craziness that we are. This is the most fun channel of all following stock markets. I mean, if you can't laugh at this, I don't know what you can do. Here come the knees right now. We're hitting them with the knee attack right into the opening. Let's get a run. Let's get this stock going. The knights that say knee are attacking this market and just daring the hedge funds to attempt to mess with GameStop. Anyway, those of you who don't like me doing this, I apologize, but you gotta learn to lighten up. You gotta just kind of go with the flow here. The big story is that GameStop made money last quarter, and their numbers are looking a lot better. They got $600 million cash in the bank. They got way lower expenses. They're shutting their stores. They're going to an e-commerce. They're hiring the right people. And all this stuff is there, but the stock story is its own little thing. So the knee attacks are our way of saying, the hell with you buggers. We're not falling for this little game you're trying to pull off here. You're not scaring us out of the stock. We're the long-term holders of this paper, and we knees are going to knee you right where it counts. And watch out for those antlers because they can come and bite you. So there you go, everybody. Thank you for being here this morning. And let's have some fun. What can I say? Thank you, Joseph McLean. Thank you for the donation you just made to me this morning on PayPal. Thank you for all your info, Bruce. I sold my 92 AMC at $13.96 a share. I'm glad you got your money out. I hope it's all your money because AMC is under pressure. There's no doubt about it. We're about to open up here. The bell is ringing. We're running. Here we go. Let's see what this market wants to do now on GameStop and the market in general. We'll follow this whole thingy, see what's going on. First trade on GameStop, I'm showing at 155.82. Good news, the SSR has kicked in. The short sale restriction designation is on GameStop all day today, all day tomorrow. First trade. Second trade, 159.50, up $4. And that tells me at that price, I don't think it is any longer under 10%. That's right, 161. All of a sudden, the shares are over the 10% level, but it doesn't matter because it's been locked in on the first trade of the day. As far as I know, 163.85, down 8, 9, 10%. So we're jumping around like crazy. The volume so far, well, 1.1 million shares. Not a big problem here. Brian, thank you for being a new member if I haven't mentioned already, because it's just kind of crazy here. We are running on this stock. We'll see how this wants to play out all morning long. AMC 1068. I'm sorry to say to my friends at AMC, 1068 down or sitting at around a gain of 2 cents with 5 million on the first opening salvo. So that's a lot of trading down there. Not looking great, but that is what it is. We are right now on GameStop, jumping about, watching this pattern here, trying to follow what it's going to do. We're seeing 160, 158, 165. It's jumping about here as it's figuring itself out, but it is on the short sale restriction list now for the balance of the day today and all day tomorrow. And we'll now watch and see how this gets followed and how the fallout comes through here going forward. So those knees, they worked right off the get-go, went from 157 to 55 to 165 right away. The knees are taking over 162 now on the stock as it's coming on at this moment in time. Thank you, everybody, for playing the neat game with yours truly. 2,300 thumbs ups. Thank you, guys. 84 thumbs downs, 30-to-1 ratio on the thumbs up, down, thumbs down ratio approximately. I appreciate this. Keep those thumbs ups coming in, guys, and hit those knees, and we'll see if we can get this market to go. Oh man, the Dow up 136 points, S&P up 16, NASDAQ up 49, so we're all happy to see that. Is it the greatest opening of all time? No, but it's certainly a lot better than last night's close, so we'll take that momentum and see what we can go with it. We are watching all of the stocks here. We've got, like I say, AMC now 11.04, up 38 cents. That's better. 11.12, a little better on AMC. I sure hope for you guys, if you're still in it, I'm hoping it comes back something. I don't know. Vector Acquisitions, VACQ, up 16 cents to 12.24. Navsite Holdings down 3 cents to 10.08. Growers Holdings down 17 cents to 14.38. VG Acquisition, that's the Virgin Group, up a dime to 10.35. Starboard up a penny to 9.94. Fortress Value unchanged at 9.90. VANIC Ventures, that is the semiconductor fund, up 3.31. I'm hearing very good news about computer stocks this morning, computer chip makers. Home Depot up 77 cents to 290.76. IBM up 76 cents to 131.22. The Dow up now 157, 150 approximately. Microsoft up 22 cents. Apple down 7 cents. Tesla up $1.08. Cruise lines, we'll watch for them in a minute here. BlackBerry up 2 cents. Bed Bath & Beyond down 53 cents. Royal Caribbean up 258 to 86.48, even though they're raising another $1 billion. It makes no sense. Norwegian up 77 cents. Carnival up $1.25. Investors just they do the opposite. They're doing the George Costanza with cruise shares. I don't get it, but that's what it is. 164 on GameStop now. That's about $9 higher than the first opening salvo that I thought I saw, because I thought the first opening salvo was around 155 or so. We're now at 165. We bumped up $10 a share in 4 minutes so far. Volume 1.7 million, not crazy. That's also telling me there is a lack of paper to buy here because of the $10 gap in 5 minutes of opening trades. That's what I'm seeing here. That's what I'm noticing from this guy's plain English way of seeing things. Thank you for your support of this channel. Every way you support this channel, I thank you so much, all of you, for being here, hanging around with this guy. We will continue to see what this stock wants to do. I think we're almost pushing 166. We'll see. Remember, Wally's World is saying, we're investors. We're not gamblers. Investors win on fundamentals. Gamblers lose on emotion. And that is what the hedge funds and the shorters are trying to drive right through your heart. They're trying to scare you out. They're trying to convince you you own a stock that isn't worth the paper it's printed on. I beg to differ. If you look forward rather than backward, I think you're going to like the view. What's coming here? Squirrel, thank you for this donation and for the Latin. I appreciate that. It's awful kind of you to say. Guys, we want to rock, and we're at 164 on the stock right now. Let's see how it plays itself out. Could it have an update today? Yep, it could. Will it? I don't know. Will it go lower than 151, which was the overnight low on the pre-market aftermarket? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's truly going to happen here, because we've already had our 10% drop on the day. We're now at this 163 level. We're down 10% on the day here, but this is locked in the SSR restrictions. So from here to 170.75 wouldn't take much of momentum, and that would put the stock down only $6 on the day. Not a bad recovery, wouldn't you say? We'll see if this is in the cards or not. We'll be here. Volume now. GameStop volume 1.95 million, about 2 million shares. AMC at 1113, 8.5 million. A lot of trading. Up 47 cents on AMC. Hoping for my friends over there that the bloodbath isn't going to be happening today, but it has come down from 14, as you know, 14.30. You remember. What can I tell you? Kathy, thank you. Fox Analyst says short squeeze possible for AMC, Viacom, and Discovery yesterday. I don't know if there's a short squeeze available on AMC. I really don't know. With 400 million out there, so many shares can be borrowed. I just don't know. But look, momentum is momentum, and the following is the following. It's undeniable. There's a huge following for AMC. There's a huge following for GameStop. But each company has to go forward eventually on its merits. That's really what it's about. GameStop's merits are its merits. AMC's are its, and you've just gotta let the markets figure it out. GameStop right now 159.96, just around 160. And AMC at 1118. The Dow up 210 points. Good start to the Dow. 0.65% gain. S&P up 18.5 points, almost a half a percentage point on that index. Very good. NASDAQ quiet at only a 30-point gain, approximately 1/5 of 1%. Not too much to get excited about on NASDAQ. It's certainly not a negative, lousy opening, but it's not a resounding let's go crazy opening on NASDAQ. Oil up $1.76 to 59.52, and it's a partial recovery from the losses suffered lately on the price of oil. GameStop 157.90 to 158.80. It's in this 158 range right now. Volume on GameStop at this point 2.2 million shares. And that's where we are. Alrighty, there you have it. That's our first salvo here. What's going on? We will continue to follow this. Wally's World, Rick Sanchez, I thank Bruce. This is so much fun to be on this ride. It'll go down in history with the biggest win for the millennial generation, which will never be forgotten. No the way. We shall see. Observe thyself. Don't worry, guys. It's only down because I bought more. It'll go back up. Oh, my. AMC is up 5%, says Aaron. Yeah, up 42 cents to 11.08. Having a bit of a run there. Let's see. What else have we got here? Here we go. I took a trip to Vegas with my girlfriend. Lost a couple of thousand. Now seeing my GameStop puts, I'm one happy camper. Well, like I say, GameStop puts are ahead, but they're not ahead the big money that people were hoping for. The traders of puts were hoping the stock would go down to 100 a share, 120 a share, and they would really cash in. Hasn't happened, but they are at 157.45. You can't not acknowledge that. But will it last? That's the question here. People are nibbling this up. Will they nibble up this stock, or will they back up? 2.37 million on the volume to start the morning. You got to let the stock open itself up and see what it wants to do. But an hour into the market, we'll really know what is the pattern going forward here. We'll be here to watch it. That's all we can do. I can only comment on what's going on. Yeah, here we go. Brian is just wondering, what about, I was reading the 10K and it was really boring, but I had a question about how their 2023 senior notes indenturement affecting their ability to declare dividends. Is that a thing? I'm just an ape. It's possible that they're not allowed to do it, that they might not be allowed to do dividends while they're carrying the note. It also is possible that they have to pay down a percentage of the note before they can do that. It's all possible. I'm throwing out the possibilities of the what ifs and the whatevers. Again, I know that they paid down some of their debt already this past quarter. They've knocked debt off rather than take more debt on, which to me I think is a very positive move for the company. But they have all kinds of things they can do to create havoc in this marketplace. As I say, they could issue warrants to investors to give them the right to buy stock. Literally, just go to the investors and say, "Hey, look, we're not going to Wall Street. We're going to go to you, the investors of this company. We're going to give all of you half a warrant, or we'll give you one warrant, and for every share you have, you get a warrant. And for every 5 warrants you put together, you can buy another share in the company for a certain price." Now, what is that price? 150, 180, 200? I don't even know. But then the warrants would be tradable because it's like an option. The warrants could be good for 90 days. So you got these warrants trading for 90 days. Everyone gets one. If you have 20 of them, you can just sell them in the market. If they're worth 20 cents each, you get 20 cents each. If they're a dollar each, they're a buck each, depending on where the stock is. If the firm has the ability to cut a deal with a broker that says, we will guarantee the exercise of all warrants. So if the shareholders only take up half the stock that they are entitled to buy, we'll take up the rest. It's a bought deal. It's a 90-day bought deal, or a 60-day bought deal, or a 30-day bought deal. It could be any amount of time. That could shake things up, because if you're talking about maybe I don't know, a $175 or a $200 deal, for example, I'm just throwing this out there as an idea. You're offering 1 for 5. That's a 20% dilution of the company, which would be an issuance of 14 million shares at $200 a share. That's $2.8 billion in cash. If it's a bought deal, then at the end of 45 or 60 days, there's 2.4 billion, 2.8 billion in the treasury of the company. No matter what, if no shareholder takes the deal, it doesn't matter. It's a bought deal. That to me puts the stock at $225 a share right now, because if the street knows, oh, it's a $200 bought deal, the stock's not going to trade at 153. It'll trade at 220 to 250, because the street knows, oh, they're cash rich. They're 2.8 billion cash in 6 weeks from now, plus the 600 million they got. They got 3.4 billion cash in the till, locked in 45, 60 days from now. The stock will trade at a higher level to that. That's a positive for the market. And all shareholders will be sitting on stock trading at, 220. The warrants, if the stock's at 220, each warrant would be worth $4 cash value. You could sell them. So you can just you got 100 shares, you got 100 warrants, just got a free $400 gift from the company. It's like a dividend, but it's not a dividend. And you could just sell the warrants in the open market for $400 cash if you want. Turn around and use that money to buy stock if you want to, or do whatever you like. That would be a positive for the company, positive for the shareholders, and the treasury would be very cash rich, and that note that's out there would just be paid off. It just, whatever that 275 million, just pay it off. Gone. It's the end of it. That could be done. Lots of possibilities here. I'm just throwing them out there. That might be the plan. The company might just go to the shareholders and say, we're giving you first dibs on the stock. We're not going to Wall Street first. We're going to you first. If you can have all you want, up to 14 million shares, 20% of the float will go up 14 million more, put 2.8 billion in this company's bank account at $200 a share. That's what we're going to do it at. The deal's a bought deal. Beyond it, we have institutional investors that'll take whatever you don't want, and it's up to you whether you want to put more into the company or not. And we have street interest at $200 a share. That's how we're going to do this deal. And we can go shopping for businesses with 2.8 billion in cash on hand, plus the 600 million we have. We're at 3.4 billion cash on hand with 85 million shares outstanding. That's over $40 a share cash in the bank, right there, just done, finished. So you think the stock's going back to 38.50? Think again. That ain't going to happen. So maybe they'll do that. Limitless possibilities, absolutely limitless. Right now we're 150, 152. We're back to this 151 level that I was telling you about how low it got in the overnight. Here we are, and the shorters are trying to keep the stock down so that the put contractors have a big profit. We're 15 minutes into the market, right where the beginning of the options trading is taking place. Coincidence or not? This is where we're at right now at 150.51 on the stock. You want to call that stock manipulation? You could. Who's selling this stock to drive it down on purpose, just as the option market is opening for trading for the put contractors, the put contract holders to cash in? I ask you, it's 149.18. Is this say anything to any of you out there? How long will this last? I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and then they let it go. I don't know. We're at 148.53 on 3.5 million. I'm just looking for the volume. 3.5 million shares. It took 3.5 million shares of selling to drive it down here to 148.53. Is this the low because this is the print that they wanted? I do not know. If you have a put contract that was a $200 put contract, it's now $50 in the money at 150 a share. Plus premium, if it's good until this Friday or next Friday or the Friday after that, then maybe it's got a $10 premium on top of that. So it's a $60 put. What did you pay for it? $25, $30, $15? Doubled your money, tripled your money? I don't know. If you own puts, you better be selling them right now. You better be cashing in this second because this may not last very long. Again, it all depends on who is holding the stock down here to be able to get the other side off, and how is that legal? That's why I keep coming to that little thing about market manipulation, one market against the other. I kind of always wonder about this. Justin is here. Welcome as a member, Justin. Nice to have you here. Nice to see you. 148 on the stock, right around that 15-minute mark when the options open for trading. Isn't this something? Hey, Bruce, Kevin is saying, hi, Kevin. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Nice to have you here. Guys, this could be the buy of buys at 148, but you got to put money into here that you can afford to hang on to for a while. You have to put money in here that you can live without for a while, because I don't know what the minute-to-minute scenario will be for the stock. Can't tell you. Richard, how often does DTCC report on dark pools? I read an article 2 years ago. It was every 2 weeks. Richard, I don't know. This could be accurate, but how accurate the report is and how old the report is by the time it's released, that I don't know either, my friend. I'm just not into this detailed dark pool stuff. Just kind of follow what I see here on the markets. 149.52, 148.70 being held here. Put contracts, 180 put contract is worth $30 book value. A 160 put contract is worth $11. A $100 put contract is out of the money. It's worthless right now. A 140 is worthless. A 145 is worthless. A 150 is worth 75 cents a contract. I don't know how many put contracts were purchased at what level overall. I don't know. When the positions were taken, the stock would have been perhaps in the 200 range. Did put buyers buy contracts at 200 or 220 or at 175 or at 160 or 140? Did they pay $10, $15 a contract hoping to go to $100 a contract? It's not happening because the stock is still too high. It's at now 151. It's too high for the put contractors to make 20 times their money. But there could be buyers, people who bought puts that could be ahead 20%, 50%, 100% on their investment at this moment in time at the 150 range, where the stock seems to be holding at the moment, where it seems to be being held right now. I really do not believe that actual sellers of stock would purposely drive a market from 165 to 148 on purpose in 5 minutes because they're disappointed with the financials of the company. That's not how you sell stock. You only sell stock like this if you have a purpose in mind, and the purpose is to drive the stock price lower for other reasons, one of which would be put contract profits would be the reason. And where I come from in the old days, that is stock manipulation. And there used to be laws against it. There used to be arrests about it. There used to be jail time served because of it. We're hearing nothing. We're hearing nothing about how this stock can be dumped $120 a share from 148 to 171. It can be dropped $170 a share in 25 minutes with 4 trading halts. No consequences to any of those traders. No issue. I find that amazing. And the new SEC, kids, the new SEC is alive and well, but it may not be your best friend. 146 on the stock right now, down 19.4% is where we're showing it at this moment in time. GameStop volume now of 4.4 million shares. Shareholders of AMC know exactly what this is like. They've been watching their stock get hammered from the 1430 range down to the 1078 range here. Could be the same game being played over there. I don't know. We're at 147.29 right now on GameStop stock as we watch these, I think, shenanigans continue on the stock. Will it last much longer? I don't know. It all depends on which option players have they been able to get off their put positions. Have they been able to sell out and cash in and get out of Dodge, and now they don't have any reason to hold the stock down here anymore? Could they be right now, while I'm talking to you about them cashing in on their puts, could they be loading up on call contracts right now? Could that be happening? So they're going long 200s or 150s or 170s or 220s or 240s or $250 call contracts. Are they buying up all kinds of call contracts about to let the stock go and back off and let the market just rebound back to the 155.60 range, where they'll see a $15 gain in the value of the stock and their contracts might rise up 20, 40, 50%, 100%. I don't know. I'm not on the trading desk and I'm not on the inside of this stuff. I'm just on the outside looking in going, this looks awful suspicious. That's all I can tell you. Aaron, thank you for becoming a member of this channel. Appreciate you being here. You've joined a group here. There are 8,100 wonderful people watching me right now, wondering, what does he think about what's going on here with this wacky trading right now? This is unbelievable trading. Why would the stock be 146 in 15 minutes from 165? Doesn't make sense. And yet it is 146.84, down 34.91 a share. There can only be one reason in my mind that I know of for sure, and that is someone's long put contracts and they're scoring big by having this driven down. Maybe it's by a friend. Maybe it's by associates. This could all be offshore trading. This could all be trading happening from outside the United States, where they're away from the arm of the law against this sort of stuff. I don't know. The New York Stock Exchange does not have any kind of restrictions in place to hold a stock, to halt a stock that drops about $20 a share in 15 minutes. They don't seem to get in the middle of it. They're just allowing the market to flow and trade and not be interfering with it. Okay, 145 was the low here for one trade. We're at now 148.38. That's where we are seeing it. Volume, 4.4 million, not heavy. Not heavy volume. Again, this raises my suspicions. If it was 20 million shares traded by now, I get it. I understand that 20 million shares traded, it's down this much. Sure, that's people highly disappointed, way over leveraged, getting called out with options, getting called out with margin calls. Yeah, I get that. But with 4 million shares traded, to see this kind of a drop, highly suspicious. We're now at 149 on the stock. Did the puts get out? Did the guys sell? Cashed in? Are they now long calls and they're backing off on the stock because it's now approaching 150 again? Here's where it's at, 149.76. Stranger things have always happened. We're watching this closely. We'll be here. I don't know. Did any of you buy the dip? Did you get any at 145, 46, 47, 48, 49? Are you getting any of this stuff? I don't know if this is the low, but right now, 149.62 is where we have it at this exact moment in time. Anyway, just amazing to watch, incredible to see, fascinating to follow. Never seen this before in my history over the years. This blatant. I've seen this kind of activity before, but not so in your face. I've never seen it before. It is so in your face. Traders daring the authorities to stop them. I just get the impression that these traders are fearless. They don't fear the law. They don't fear repercussions. They don't fear SEC sanctions. They don't fear fines. They don't fear the brokerage firms. If they're in on it, or if they're assisting their clientele, helping them do what they're doing, they don't seem to be nervous about it. Their argument might be, oh, the report was terrible last night, and so the stock's going down. That might be their answer. And maybe SEC officials are going, oh, okay, I guess we'll go with that. I don't know. I can't tell you. It's really something. This is just amazing. I have every trade at every second and share block recorded. Thanks, iPhone and NASDAQ. And it will be like a storybook to read to my kids at Christmas time. Yes, the incredible trading that's going on this stock right as we sit here and watch what's happening. Quite amazing. 148.74 is where it's at. It hit a 145 low a few minutes back. I'm showing here 149 over here, 148 over here. So it's jumping about a bit. Is the sell wave over for now? And will it now pick back up again? It's had a pretty steep drop after a little bump this morning. Kids, I don't know what to tell you. I can't be the procrastinator or forecaster of this, but I do see a little V coming up here. Is it going to continue? We'll see in a moment or two or three. Volume now 5.2 million shares, low of 145, high of 166.97. Let's call it 167. That's a $22 spread between low and high today just on this stock. And it's been down all day, and it's under the 10% rule. It's down more than 10%. So the stock is now on the short sale restricted rule, trading at 150. I just noticed. We'll see if it breaks through 150 like hot knife through butter. And will it gap from here? It could possibly do that. Like I said, it's an amazing game being played here. I don't know. I do not know. Jumping and jumping and jumping. AMC down to 10.44, down 22 cents today. Unfortunately, it is under pressure as well. Had a good start this morning, but now also being hit. A number of shares are off. The Dow is up 220 points. It's doing just fine. 300-point drop last night, 330, up 220 this morning. S&P up 12, NASDAQ down 32. That's the market that is underperforming. Probably some of those FANG stocks are not doing too well today, perhaps. Let's see, Apple down 70 cents, no big deal. Microsoft off $1.58, not a big deal there either. But they are under a bit, which will cause the NASDAQ to drop a bit because it's quite tech heavy, as we know. Amazon down 264 on a $3,100 stock. Nothing to worry about there. Let me just see. Google up $10 to 2,063. So these FANGs are not the cause of problems on NASDAQ. And NASDAQ down 36 is not a big issue. It's not a big problem. GameStop, 149.72, just under 150. Is it being held under here artificially? Is there a wall at 150 that is in the way right now? Are buyers massing up and trying to take a run at 150 and they're being slapped back? Is it being manipulated by short sellers who are trying to hold this market? They can short sell on upticks. So if they offer at 150 and you come up there, they can keep shorting it. They can have 1 million for sale there. You have to eat it all to get through the wall. It could be a 5 million share block. It could be a 10 million share block. I don't No. Be interesting to see if anybody has a level 2 system. How many shares are offered up to $150 a share on GameStop right now? Would love to know that. Cetaphil, is manipulation coming to an end, you think? No, I think it continues on. Vernon, a new member. Thanks, Vernon, for coming in. Appreciate you being here. 148.89 on the stock, 149.01. It's jumping around here, but I'm kind of curious what it's showing. Ben says, I'm only showing 2,500 shares at 150 on the L2 book. Very little for sale at 150 at the moment. So we'll see if a little run comes in here of buys. Might just take the 150 right out, and we might pop back to 155. We'll see. We don't know. Ben's now 4,800 I'm showing now for sale at 150 bucks. G-Man, another member, thank you for joining this channel. Appreciate it. All your comments are welcome. If any of you have any insights on level 2 trading, let me know what you see on this stock. We'll try to hold it and try to keep everybody posted on what's going on. AMC on sale, they're saying 1019 was the low. AMC right now at 1032 at this moment. Looking weak. I mean, the chart on AMC is straight down today. Not great. 17.7 million shares. AMC, GameStop, 150 now. It's trading at 150, 122. Just popped through 151 like hot knife through butter. Just went right through it. 5.5 million at 151.53 on GameStop, having bounced up from the 145 low 10 minutes ago. If that. So that's what we're watching here. Will there be a gap now for GameStop up to the 155.60 range? It's possible if the shorters got what they wanted, which was this print at 145 to blow off their put contracts to cash in some money that they're losing on selling the stock. Maybe. I don't know. It's it is very volatile, and the street is asking what's going on. I keep looking at this going, it is such an unnatural pattern here. This is not normal, but it might be the new normal. I don't know. AMC to the moon, Gorilla Gang, too strong. I don't know about AMC going to the moon. Right now, they need to get back to 12, and that's just around the corner. And that's not happening right now. We'll see what's going on here. 150, 70, 150, 150. We're jumping around on the stock right now. VGAC 1016, bargain deals on some of these stocks. But it is the market. What can I say? That's the deal. What else do we have here? Oh, here's a lovely comment. Cool, Chris, morning in California, prime for buying GameStop. There you have it. Bertie, hey, I got my bagel with butter and grape jelly. Where's yours? Jen, help this guy. She's not up yet. She'll be up in a little while. We'll keep following this market. In the meantime, I think we're approaching 152 on GameStop, 150, 150, 152 range. See what's going on here. I've had wet farts with more potential than AMC. Well, that's a kind comment. 152 says Ona. It's about time we got another uptick. Jeremy, Bruce, I'm holding 150 GameStop at 222. Calm me down while I stare at these horrible paper losses. That's all they are. They're paper losses. They're not real losses unless you take the loss. I don't think you need to do that. I think you want to stick around for the show, the corporate show, and I think more news announcements are pending from the company sooner rather than later. But every minute of the day, you must stick around and see what it does. This is the way it is. GameStop sale 100 at $145. That's all that traded at 145. 100 shares, apparently. Interesting. What time is it where you are, Bruce? I'm at 7:03 in the morning. I've been going for an hour and a half already since 5:30 my time. Got up at 3 this morning because I can't wait to start my day. How about you guys? Let's see what's going on. Thank you for being here, everybody. 7,600 of you are here right now. We have 2,900 thumbs ups today. Thank you so much for these 2,900 thumbs ups. It means a world to me that you're supporting this channel with thumbs ups. If you're able to do a thumbs up for us, please hit that thumbs up button. Get more people to watch the GameStop story here, AMC, the markets. Follow us, join us, and get those neat emojis going to run this market. 3,000 thumbs up now, 3,100 thumbs ups. They're coming in. We have 128 on the downside, 3,100 on the upside. Thank you, everybody, for the huge move on the plus versus the minus. I love you for this. 152 on GameStop, up $7 from the low trade 15 minutes ago. That's what we've got going on right now. Getting this going, and folks are throwing the knee emojis up. Thank you for that. We will attack this market as much as we can. Thank you, everybody, for all this. I appreciate it. We got Joe Salvi here. Joe, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for this donation. Joe has a gaming channel. Would love a shout out. Joe, on a day like today, why not? I'll throw a shout out your way. Thank you for following us and for the donation here. Appreciate it, buddy. You hang in there. Keep it going. The knee emojis are showing up. Look out. Get out of the way of the knees. Going to get you 153.44 as the knees show up. The stock goes higher. Look out. Here comes the stock at 153.44. Will it go through this? It could well do so. We'll watch it. We'll take anything. There you go. Thank you all so much for all your support today. Following me this morning. We're watching it closely. The Dow up 277, just keeps climbing. Almost got back the $300 drop. It had 300-point drop yesterday. It's almost reversed it. S&P up 16. The Nasdaq down only 26. Very calm. Very good market there overall. A little mixed on the Nasdaq, but nothing to worry about here. XRT repositioning, says Matt. Are these the sellers of the stock right now? It sure as heck ain't retail selling stock. I don't know about that, Matt. I'm not sure if that is really the deal going on here. Tom Clark, we got a new member here. Thank you, Tom, for coming in. We're going to see what's going on. Adam, Jeremy, don't be a rookie and get shook. Hold, brother. Bought in for the 100th time, 274. Diamond hands it. We will be rewarded. Sticking around for the big show, the big reaction, the big picture, which is the corporate picture. We're here for the longer term. 154 now, looks like on the stock. 154.50 on GameStop. It's come up 9.50 in 20 minutes from the low just a little while ago at 145. Must be those neat emojis that are hitting that talk area of mine. All those knee emojis are running up that market. What can I tell you? Thank you. 3,300 thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. 3,300 of these. You guys are great. 133 on the downside. We are running a pretty good number, good ratio here. That every day it's getting stronger and stronger. Thank you for this. Appreciate these thumbs ups. It tells YouTube, send viewers over here. 154.46. Will we go through 155? It looks like it wants to. At any moment, we're going to keep an eye on this. 154.70 coming on again. Volume on GameStop now, 6 million on the day. That is still light. We're an hour. What are we? 90 minutes. We're 90 minutes into the morning. 90 minutes in. Am I right, or are we 30 minutes in? Sorry. 30 minutes in, 37 minutes in. So time flies when you're having fun here. We're 37 minutes into the market, 6 million shares. If we had 20 million, I'd be concerned. 6 million, I'm not too worried about it. This is program selling that came into this market, and people nibbling up now. As soon as the sellers have run out of bullets out of the machine guns, here come the buyers just to nibble up the stock, and it's just nibbles back. It nibbles back again and again and again. Eventually, the sellers will run out of complete bullets, and they will be told by their brokerage firms, no more. We can't lay it short anymore of this stuff. You've got to start covering your shorts, guys. Buy this stuff up. We're not going to carry you here. The margins are going to get too heavy on the short side. I don't know why this stock hasn't already been called in, because to me, I think we're dealing with a huge short problem. And I think it's an undeclared short problem. I think it's massive. But excuse me, I don't run the DTCC. I'm not the guy with 75 trillion of insurance to cover against losses. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy out here who's just telling you what I see, and I can sense what's happening, or at least I think I sense what's happening. And I'm watching the stock being tossed around right now like a rag doll. That's what I'm witnessing here. But with buyers legitimately coming in to pick up stock, they're just coming in to pick up this stuff, and we'll see what's going on. Only 4,000 shares left to borrow. Someone say. Good morning, Uncle. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. Check out this when you can. check this out. As I say, we're watching what's going on. Only 4,000 shares left to short. I don't know. 152.20 right now is where we have it. That's where we're at right now. What is it going to do? We'll watch. We'll watch and hold. As I say, the longer you stick around, I think the more corporate news you're going to like. The company will come up with news announcements probably now on a weekly basis, maybe twice a week. Lots to be said going forward. More staff coming in from other companies. AMC down 38 cents to 10.28 right now. AMC volume is approaching 21 million shares. GameStop volume 6.2 million shares, now at 152.62 on the day. What else is going on? The Dow is up 282 or 279. S&P up 17. NASDAQ down 24. So what we got? Let's see here. Can you give us a link for the gaming channel that sent you a PayPal donation? I think that was shown on this comment. I think we popped that up there a little while ago, and you should be able to see it. I'm pretty sure we put it up there. I did that. Thank you, Matt. Matt, XRT repositioning. Are these the sellers right now? We mentioned this earlier. I don't know. I can't answer that question with any authority, so I don't want to guess at something like that. All right, moving on. Catching up. KW also. What do we got here? Thank you. Okay, Roland down 16%. Not looking good. Stay strong. 151.26. What does that mean? 4,000 shares left to short. Well, there are sites out there that show you how many shares can be borrowed to short. And one site indicates there's virtually nothing available to short, to borrow to short the stock, indicating 4,000 shares. I'm not sure how solid of that the information is on that, but that kind of gives us an indication that this stock is shorted out. It's all shorted out, and brokers can't find any more to get. I kind of wonder when brokers are going to start buying it up to stop the madness, because I think it's overexposed on the short side. But that's just me. Uncle Bruce, how about a height reveal at 110,000 subs? Also, is it possible for any of the SPACs to tank, go under 10 after the merger? Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, any stock can go wherever it wants. I mean, look at GameStop trading at 150.91. Can go from 150 to 250 to 50 to 400 to $83 to $600 a share. You're free to go wherever you want. You're free to move. You're free to move about the country, as Southwest loves to say. SPACs, after the merger is completed, are regular trading stocks like anybody else. And if people want to start selling them at $6 and guarantee to lose money, because no one is up money at $6 a share, well, knock yourself out. But why would someone want to sell SPACs at $6 a share after a merger that just created a new publicly traded company that might be funded with upwards of $1 billion in cash? Why would people want to do that? The end of the world, maybe? Armageddon? I mean, what is it? A meteor crashing on the planet Earth, and you just want to liquidate whatever you got? Is that it? Maybe that's it. That could be the reason. I don't know any other reason why you'd want to do it. If you're a buyer of a SPAC, you're certainly not looking to sell it at $6. I mean, so I can understand that, but I can't understand why people want to sell under 10. Not when the company is really well funded with a whole bunch of press releases coming out. I find that hard to believe. That's just me. Andrew, could you briefly explain what people are talking about? Well, we just covered that. Just did cover that about how many shares are going out there. Wally, Uncle Bruce, who owns the float? How can price move if the float owners aren't selling? Exactly right. Why is this stock 152.71, down $29 a share, if those who have free trading shares aren't selling their shares? How can that? Where's the stock coming from that is causing the stock to go down in value? This is the $1 million question. Well, the speculation is that there's shorting going on. There's speculation that hedge funds are selling stock through brokerage accounts that they don't have. Now, it's possible, and again, I'm not saying this is absolutely being done, but this is possible. You could have one hedge fund or dozens of them that are short stock with all these brokers over here. And you could have the same hedge funds use brokers over here to buy up stock in the open market and accumulate a position. So you're short, collectively, you're short 10 million shares. And collectively, you're long 1 million shares. And then as the shares trade along, all of a sudden, 1 million shares come for sale. They just come up for sale through all these brokerage houses that are long 1 million shares from these buyers. This, irrespective of the fact that they're short 10 million over here with all these brokers and they're carrying these short positions. And so these million shares come into the market in a hurry, just in a real hurry, and the stock drops in price because 1 million shares is coming in. They're not being shorted, they're just being sold. But the reality is that these guys are short 10 million already. They were long 1 million, so they were short 9 million. Now they're selling these million. They're going to go back 10 million short again. They're just rolling it over again and again and again. So they drop the market. Comes down to 145, 146, 147. They start buying it up. They pick up all kinds of stock up to 150, 152. And then they back off for a little bit. The market recovers back to 55, 57, 59, 60. And now they've amassed 1 million. They sell it again. And they take it from 160 to 130. And then they're sitting back at the 130 level and they start buying it up 131, 32, 33, 34, 35. Well, people just trade like crazy, not knowing what's going on. Pick it all the way up to 140. The market recovers to 145, 147, 148, 150. Offer 1 million again. Still sitting on 10 million short over here. And they drop it down to 110. And the pattern repeats itself. And you have this 2 steps down, 1 step up, 2 steps down, 1 step up, as opposed to last week, 2 weeks ago, 2 steps up, 1 step down, 2 steps up, 1 step down. And this pattern continues until the short sellers have their 10 million shares that they're carrying at a much lower carrying cost that where they shorted it at. These guys could be short over here. 80 a share, 90 a share, 100 a share, 120. I don't know what the short position is over here, but there were a lot of shares shorted at $50 a share 4 weeks ago today in the last hour of trading. That could be part of what's happening over here, and they're trying to bring this market down to get closer to that short level. That's $50 a share for I don't know how many 50 million shares are short. I don't know. That's what we're speculating about. That's what we're trying to guess. Why would there be such violent selling for no reason coming into the middle of a market? Why would a stock in 20 minutes drop $10 a share, $15 a share for just for no reason, no announcement, no, just in the middle of the day, stock selling, here we go. Well, that's why you got 10 million problems here, maybe 50 million problems here, and you're using 1 million shares that you're playing around with to try to drive the market down to have this be a much lower problem, a lower dollar problem. Because every time the stock drops $1, there's 200 million shares out there, $200 million less value for the company overall of all the stock. There's only 70 million existing. Remember that. So if you can do this pattern, as long as you can keep pulling it off, you keep doing it. But eventually there comes a point where these shares get to a price where the buyers have more power than the sellers in dollar power. And they're going, if we buy this stuff here at 150 and it goes to 450 in the next month, we're up a ton of money. We triple our money. These guys over here are down $50 billion, and they still got to buy it back. Why don't we just buy them out, and we'll stand in there with orders bigger than these guys can sell? Well, 1 million shares for sale in a panic at 150 a share. That's 150 million of selling. That means we need buying power of more than $150 million to outdo that, if that's what it is. I'm just guessing. I don't know the number. Just guessing what the number is. But I see the share numbers trading hands, and they are quite high, and they're quite violent, and it's quite coordinated, it seems to me. It seems to be very coordinated on the sell side. It's all like at the same time with the, just a pattern of selling, and then it stops, and then you have a nibbling up of stock as it pops back up, and then a pattern of complete selling coming in. Just adds up to me like kind of coordinated, kind of like organized. Some people in the legal world call that manipulative, but so far no charges, no investigation being announced, no one outraged enough to go to the media and say, I think this is being done, because those in power, those overseers, the oversight regulators, whatever, they're not here. They don't seem to be here. Maybe they are. Maybe they're taking notes. We're watching what that guy's doing. Oh, we noticed this pattern over here. I don't know. Maybe evidence is being gathered, and someday, some morning, we wake up, the stock is halted, major announcement made by the SEC, pure stock manipulation on GameStop, and a whole bunch of arrest warrants are issued for who knows who, hedge fund operators, desk traders, stockbrokers, floor traders. I don't know. I don't know if this is a big conspiracy or if it's three guys in a little cubicle somewhere in Romania. I don't know. It's just all electronic now. I mean, we trade stock with this. We don't use this. We use this. And this can be done from anywhere. And this can be done from China, North Korea, Brazil, Azerbaijan. It can be done in Georgia. It can be done anywhere. But it's unlikely to be being done on Wall Street. I don't think in downtown Manhattan this is being coordinated here. I think this could be from outside. But the computer doesn't care. The computers get the orders and execute the trades. We just see the execution of trades. That's all we're watching here. These funds are transferred around the world in microseconds and then retransferred and retransferred. So to try to follow the money as to who is pulling the strings on this deal and all that, good luck. Good luck with that. You need sophisticated software that is more sophisticated than the software they're using to do what they're doing with the stock. Again, I am just throwing this out there for you guys, going, this could be happening. And it could be happening with every stock in the world at the same time. Or not. That's why they make movies. That's why they write books. Once in a while, some of this stuff comes to light, and we see what's happening out there. Like I say, in my world, in my understanding of it, if there are 210 million shares of GameStop trading out there, and only 70 million exist, and you take 140 million off the street and put it back into the 70 million, the stock's a $450 stock right now. Because the amount of money that's floating around on GameStop and the number of shares that actually exist, you take all that money floating around into the 70 million that actually are out there, stock should be $450 a share right now on the speculation of the stock. Some are believers, some are not. But at the moment, with 210 million out there, the stock is not trading at its full value because it's being diluted by shorts that are not declared through all kinds of reasons why. That's my guess. But I'm old school. I'm from an era when we used to trade with physical paper stock certificates, and you couldn't pull this crap off. You couldn't do this. You could not have failure delivers. You couldn't. It was impossible. The sanctions would be severe. Suspensions would be immediate. There would be investigations up the wazoo. Lawyers would be descending on brokerage firms, trading desks, and head offices across Canada. It would just be instantaneous retribution, suspension of brokerage house privileges, layoffs of thousands of employees. I mean, the ramifications would be instantaneous, and it would keep everyone from playing this shenanigan. But today, all bets are off. You can do whatever you want. Apparently, you can do whatever you want. Apparently. Bruce, this bagel party is my island of sanity. Oh my goodness. Folks, I'm doing all I can here to explain what's happening in plain English. I'm just saying what I'm saying. There could well be people out there who are shaking their heads going, yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And there could be others going, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Could be. Yeah, it could be. It could be completely right. It could be completely wrong. It could be partially right. It could be partially wrong. But I am seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm reporting on what I'm reporting on, and this is my opinion because it's my opinion, and that's where we're at. John, so how do we win with this kind of manipulation if they can do whatever they want? And Ostrike, you hit the nail on the head. They use the earnings report regardless of how good or bad it is as a cover story to manipulate the stock for the puts. I think that's exactly what we've got happening here. Is what has been happening here. Nathan, thank you for becoming a member on this channel. Appreciate you being here. What's the alternative? What do we do? How do we do about that? How do you fight it? And I just come back to the one notion. It's the one thing, just one thing. At the end of the day, you need more buyers than sellers. It's just that simple. That's all it is. And there comes a point in time where one group of investors has more money and patience than another group of investors who have less money and less patience. Eventually that happens. It happens either the shorts against the longs or the longs against the shorts. Eventually that's where it goes. And as the days go by and the weeks go by and the stocks go through, there comes a point in time where long buyers have so many shares that they're not giving back. They're not offering for sale. The shorts run out of places to get it. And when they run out of places where to get it from, they have to get it from the marketplace where it's offered. And that's only from those who are long. And there comes a point in time where brokerage firms will tell shorters, no more. We can't carry you any longer. We cannot keep shorting stock for you. We've reached the level of beyond return. We need you to lighten your position. And that forces shorts to start buying stock. We've had it happen in January. We had it happen already in February. Will we have it happen again now in March and April? At any time, it is possible. It is, because the short position is truly out there. Cap, hey Bruce, what's the incentive for shorts not to margin called? What's not to be margin called at this point? When the smoke clears, won't those deciding the margin call timing to be just as culpable for the fallout if they hold off calling in the shorts? Well, again, brokerage firms want volume. They get paid to move paper between buyer and seller. So they're motivated to encourage buying and selling as much as humanly possible. So if they can create 210 million shares of stock when only 70 million exists, and you can have, like on a day like today, a 7.2 million trade in the first hour or so, life is good. The brokerage firms are making all kinds of money today on GameStop. You can get AMC trading today, 28 million shares already. Life is good. This is good for business. Let's keep the order flow going. Paid for order flow. Pay for order flow. Take our slivers of pennies per trade all over the place and encourage billions of shares to trade a day. And let's not dissuade these people. But on GameStop, a week ago, at a higher price per share, the shorters had a bigger problem. Today, they don't have as big a dollar problem as they did a week ago. So this will continue. That's how I take it. That's how I look at it. And I think brokerage firms are going, these companies are not as exposed as they were a week ago to bigger losses because the stock is down. So we're going to let this continue on. Bruce, I'm your long lost brother, says Bill Coyne. I have so many. I have so many. M, we're covered now. The British Secret Service is here. M is here. Don't mess with M. Don't mess with this channel. Because not only is M here, but M and every other member of this channel has another secret weapon they can pull out at any time to affect the price of this stock. You know what it is I'm talking about? It's that little emoji that can just run a market up to an unbelievable insanity. We can just drive the market insane. That little me emoji is available for any member to use at any time they want to use it, amongst all the other emojis that are available to our members. So watch out, folks. The me emoji attack can come at any time and can just overwhelm the chat bar, and we'll take this market to an unbelievable level. We're at 3,700 thumbs up, so 148 down. Thank you so much for this 23 to 25 to 1, 27 to 1 ratio. Keep those thumbs ups coming in, you guys. Those me emojis, there they come. Look out. They're coming. It's an army of me's. Don't get in the middle of that. You will get hurt, especially if you have your back turned to these guys. Check those antlers. Don't turn your back to those antlers. It could be uncomfortable. That stock being shorted and being messed with, not a good idea. But like I said, sooner or later, the ratio turns between buyers and sellers, longs and shorts. And when that turns, it turns ugly. And look out, folks, what can happen to the stock. But at the moment, right, this second in time, 147.26 is the last trade I'm showing. 147.48 is where it's at right now. That's where it's at. That's you can't argue it. That's where it's at. Is it a buy? Could be. Could be a good buy here. Michael Monette, another YouTube member. We have more meat emojis now being made available to Michael. Look out. Michael might just jump right in here and just absolutely go crazy. We got cats coming in here like crazy now. We have all kinds of things coming out here. Unbelievable. I am Duty. Good morning, Bruce. Thank you for your channel, newbie here. So with shorts being short amount, what does it mean the stock will eventually spike back up or continue to drop? Well, eventually there comes a point in time where there's a point of no return, where you've got so much shorted that it's impossible to short more because no one can cover the positions any longer. You can't bury them anymore in these failure to deliver reports. And the buying keeps coming in. Legitimate buyers keep bringing in cash orders to buy this stock. Like, I don't know, 5 million people out there want to buy 10 shares each. That's all I'm thinking about. I'm not talking about 1 million shareholders trying to buy stock. I'm not talking about billionaires. I'm talking about average Joes with their telephones around the world going, I'm going to buy 10 shares of GameStop. I'm buying 20. I'm buying 30. I'm buying 3. I'm buying 8. If an average is 10 shares a person times 5 million buyers, 50 million shares of buying on GameStop. It's not available. It's only 70 million in existence. The rest are all artificially out there. You cannot add another 50 million. Because now you got 260 million shares out of 70 million that exist. That's 190 million that don't exist. 50 million of buying power. This stock is gone. It's unrecognizable. The losses will be in the hundreds of billions of dollars for the shorts. Because again, every time it goes up $1, the stock is $210 million more valuable or $260 million more valuable, depending on how many shares we're talking about. You go up $10, it's $2.6 billion. You go up $100, it's $26 billion. Go up $1,000, it's $260 billion. I mean, it's just numbers. It's nothing personal. It's just business. It's The Godfather, part 1, 2, and 3. It's not personal. It's just money. We're at 143.85. Get yourself some stock if you want to buy this dip. Maybe this is the dip for you. You didn't dip at 160. You didn't dip at 150. Maybe 143. Maybe this was it. I don't know. But sooner or later, that equilibrium will be broken. And it will violently go the opposite direction because the upside is limitless. The downside is limited. And the downside is quickly coming here. But I don't know what it is. 145 right now. On the stock, I don't know, kids. Eventually, those neat emojis will just overrun this market. Could the actual drop be simply buyers losing faith and or taking profit and closing their position? It could be anything, Jukebox. It could be. But what I find peculiar, is when an organized sell wave comes in 5 minutes and drops the stock $15 a share. That is not what you're talking about, where people lose faith and take profits. That happens in spits and spats, little blips and blurbs and little bits and pieces, not in organized, full-blown frontal assault on a stock, hitting every bid anywhere as hard as it can and driving the market down as quickly as humanly possible. That is not how it works. Not normally. That is abnormal. And I think that's what we've been getting. We've been getting a lot of that in this last 24 hours. But that's just me. Again, I'm just a guy in the living room here in Creston, British Columbia, asking people to watch him on a computer and like him, hoping that you'll tolerate this low-quality broadcast without all the fancy features that other channels have. Just telling you what I think is going on in plain English. I'm just reporting what I see and what's going on. AMC down to 10.07 a share, down 59 cents a share to 10.07. It was 14.30 5 days ago. It's now 10.07 on AMC. Not good there either. What can I tell you? 146.75 on GameStop. We're just 143 a minute or two ago. Were we just down there? Volume on GameStop, 7.7 million. Not much. I mean, we might do 30 million today. That's nothing. That's nothing. But that's what it is. A 143.85 low trade on GameStop right now is what I see it at the moment. All right. We will stay on this. See what it wants to do. The Dow up 258. S&P up 12 points. NASDAQ down 62.5. Oil up $1.96. Not a lot happening there. Mixed markets, but good for the Dow. Thank you. We are watching the EIA. That's the the oil guys, the oil folks. They're watching stockpiles. They're saying that U.S. distillate stockpiles are higher, and that gasoline stockpiles are higher as well. Oil inventory is up 1.9 million barrels. This is bad for the price of oil. You got a lot of gas in the system, a lot of distillates in the system, a lot of oil in the system. No need for oil to be at $59 a barrel. That trend tends to tell me low 50s is where it might head very quickly, which is good for you at the gas station. You may find that your gas prices start to drop a little bit here and there. Because there's a lot of oil sloshing about right at this market. Frank Steeds, if you buy stock and the company goes bankrupt, is that the only true way you lost all your money? Well, that's true. If you buy stock in Hertz, you bought stock in Enron, eventually it became worthless because the companies went out of business. Yes, that's what happens. GameStop would have to go out of business for you to lose all your money in GameStop. But with 30 million cash in the bank. That doesn't look like they're going out of business to me. They made money in the fourth quarter, so they're not going out of business. David Weaver has become a member of this channel. You're joining M. You're in good company, David. Welcome to the show. You now have me emojis among many other emojis that you can play with on this channel, and I welcome you to the club. Jay Zander, I should have sold at 300, now doubled my position. Well, it is at 148.86 now. It was 143 a minute or two ago. So it's come back $6. These jump around. They do, and that's how this game works. What can I say? JL is saying here, it's false. Why have they had the ability to issue stock since January if they haven't issued more when it was over 300? Why would they do it now? Again, they might be in discussions to issue stock, but the thinking from their point of view might be at 149.50. We're not interested in selling at this low. We're going to keep coming out with corporate announcements with additional hires and progress reports. And we know that with that, we will go higher anyway. And then we might issue stock at much higher prices. We have 600 million cash in the bank. If we sell off some of our store divisions, Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Europe, we sell those off, we could bring in 500 million cash there. That would put us at 1.1 billion cash on hand. What do we need to issue stock for? That would be enough of a catalyst for the street to go, oh, wait a minute, there's still only 70 million shares out. They got 1.1 billion cash. They're not issuing stock for cash. Why is it at 148? Maybe it'll go higher, and it could. It could very much do so. We shall see. We shall see. What else is going on? So much fun here. Someone's saying here, Mike is saying, make it happen. 279,000 shortable. Fidelity ticks down each time we near 150. I'm not sure how to read that comment. And it's time for an event. It's time for something, isn't it? It's like right for a plane crash or derailment, but beware the Ides of March. We need something. We'll see what's happening. 150.48. We just jumped over 150 like butter. Just went through it like butter again. Now what happens? Is this the end of the selling? Was that another little wave we just went through down to 143? It's back to 150 again. What happens now? We'll see. We'll be here. Always fun, always good times. Thank you so much. Those of you making donations to me and picking up Redbubble merchandise, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Make sure you're buying from my Redbubble store, not a fake. Sometimes we have fakes out there pretending to be me. We have 3,900 thumbs ups right now. We are so close to 4,000, and we should easily hit 5,000 thumbs ups. We have 6,900 people here right now. We could hit a thumbs up wave at any moment. We only have 169 thumbs downs, 3,900 up. Hit that thumbs up, you guys. Let's get us over to 5,000 right now. We shouldn't be anywhere near 3,900. This is fantastic. Keep it coming, guys. Really appreciate this this drive and this support. Keep those thumbs ups coming in here. There it goes, 4,000 right now. We just broke it, and now we're on our way to 5,000 thumbs ups. 4,100, right, just like that. Right, just like that. Unbelievable. Thank you all so much for becoming part of this channel through your memberships, sending super chats, giving me really interesting questions to ponder. We're now at 150 on the GameStop shares at 4,200 thumbs ups. They're coming in here, 4,200. They're coming through. Well, should be 4,300 any moment. Fantabulous, everybody. Thank you very, very much. GameStop volume, 8 million shares. That's where we're at. AMC is now 1010, volume 30,700,000. The Dow up to 83. These two shares, will they catch up with the Dow and come around the other side? We may have to fight through the day today to get there. We'll follow it. We'll stay on top of it. The NASDAQ is down 41. That's it. S&P up 15 and a half on S&P. So we got an okay market. Oil should be lower. We'll see how that goes. The caffeine-free Diet Coke. It's good stuff. Can GameStop issue a short stock recall? Could they issue? I don't know what that means. I don't know what a short stock recall actually is. They are just making it aware. They're making their the readers of their annual report are being made aware of the fact that the company is aware of the fact that there are shorters shorting the stock. That's what they're doing with this filing. That's all it is. The company admits that they know that there are short sellers selling their stock short. They're fully aware. They fully admit it. They fully openly are stating it in their reports. Doesn't change the fact that there are shorters of the stock. It doesn't change the fact that the stock is being attacked by short sellers, by parties interested in trying to crash the market. Doesn't change any of that. It's just that the company knows. All the directors watch the stock like we're watching this stock. They're all watching it. They know. They got alerts on their phones, on their wristwatches. They've got contacts in the business, the brokerage business, the investment business, who tell them what's going on. They know. They're fully aware. But what can they do about it minute to minute? What will they do about it minute to minute? What have they decided to do about it is what really matters. And I think what they've decided to do about it is to continue evolving the company forward, because that's their secret weapon against all of this charade, all the chicanery, just to evolve the business into an e-commerce powerhouse. They have the money, they're bringing in the talent, they're attracting the people to do this. This will happen. This is not going to stop the company evolving into an e-commerce powerhouse in the gaming sector. The key then is, what will the marketplace think the shares should trade at? How will the marketplace and when will the marketplace realize, oh, this company is no longer a brick and mortar company, it's an e-commerce company. As of last night, they mentioned to us, the company, that 34% of our sales are e-commerce. We're now a 1/3 e-commerce company versus 19% a year ago. That's a major improvement. That's a major change in this company. I think in the next year, it could reach 2/3. That's my personal opinion, because they're going to reduce the store count and they're going to increase their e-commerce business and they're going to promote it. They haven't even started to promote it yet. This is all to come. You don't promote the website until it's promotable. And so you evolve the website to the point where you now can promote it as the way to get the hottest merchandise for gamers into your hands quickly through GameStop, because these folks know what they're doing. This is coming. So this next year will be very monumental in the future of this company's direction. But when will investors out there, a majority of investors, say to themselves, this is no longer a brick and mortar Dick's Sporting Goods competitor type company anymore. This is now an Amazon competitor company now. That's what this has become. And that company is going to trade, the shares are going to trade on the prospects of an e-commerce company as opposed to the prospects of a brick and mortar company. That's the shift going on. Right now, the shorters are trying to take advantage of the fact that most of the Wall Street analysts still view this company as a company that is a brick and mortar company. That's what we're talking about. All right, that's what we're watching here. That's what we're following. That's what's going on. Anyway, got some chicanery going on here. Not sure how this is going to work out. Not sure what that is, and I don't know why it is the way it is, but that's the way it is. We're trying to deal with some nonsense. I think we've been able to deal with it. Every once in a while, we still see nonsense on our chats, and if you see it, let me know. We'll do the best we can, and see if we can make that go away as best we can. How they get in there, I have no idea. I don't know, but it's there. I don't know. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Cav, O'Leary, how you doing, buddy? Hypothetically, if a conference call for a volatile stock only goes over its earnings, 10K filing, and a board announcement, then doesn't take questions, is that considered uncommon or the norm? That's a good question. Apple, when they do their conference calls, they take questions, but the questions are from those approved to make the questions. Apple could be very restrictive as to who can come into the conference call and who cannot. I think yesterday's conference call with GameStop was a wide open affair where anyone could register and come on in, which surprised me. But then again, maybe I'm not surprised because the company itself, GameStop, does not actually have, I think, a Wall Street firm that is, let's say, sponsoring them, where there's a Wall Street firm that is their guardian. I don't know if they have that. I think that I'll use the term orphaned. This is a term that we used to use in the business way back when, 70s and the 80s, where a public company is out there trading. Maybe the public company used to be a mining company 10 years ago, didn't work out. They did a rollback, 100 old shares for one new share, changed the name of the company to New Oil Company. New guys came in to run it. New guys came in to fund it, and the company became an oil company and has a bunch of new investors, and they're trying to become oil people, that type of thing. But there's no backing from a Wall Street firm. There was no broker to sponsor that deal, no broker to help them go forward. And so what we have here is a public company like GameStop that might be an orphan public company that doesn't have a bunch of followers or Wall Street brokers that want to sponsor the company. And so no one was going to host the call with them and organize the brokers. Maybe there were only 5 brokerage firms that wanted to listen to what GameStop had to say, and GameStop decided to open the comments to the media, but they were overrun by media. Maybe that was the intention. I don't know. So their thinking was, we'll release the results, we'll comment on the results, we'll say what we want to say, shut this thing down because it's utter madness. And then over the next few weeks, we'll come out with a news announcement every 3 or 4 days with more clarity and more definition of what we're about, so that people can fully appreciate what this company is going to be doing and how it's going to be doing, and all of that kind of stuff. That could be it. Again, I'm just guessing because I don't run these things. When I was the president of my own, when I was the president of a publicly traded company way back when, my business partner and I, we ran the company and we ran the annual meetings, and we had to do all the filings, and we did all our press releases, and we used to release our results or news announcements through the Canadian Newswire service, which is a financial wire service. We used to do that, and no one read them. Because we were such a small little company, no one would pay attention to us. We were just a tiny little outfit. No one paid attention to what we were about. But that was then. This is now. GameStop, every pin drop is reported on, I would think, if there was one. Holding 200 shares at $60 average, 100,000 stock to me. I'm not selling the stock. It's 148 right now on GameStop. People are not going to sell the stock. Right on. That's pretty cool. So, they did what they did last night because they couldn't have done it any other way. There was no way to open up the floor to questions because there would have been 500 people trying to talk at the same time. So they probably muted everybody, and they just did the release and did what they had to do under the SEC rules. They released their plans and couldn't take questions. Now, will they organize one-on-one press situations? Will they authorize telephone call interviews with reporters? Will they authorize one-on-one or one-on-5? Will they allow analysts to call a number from brokerage firms a week from now, and they can have a private off the record, or it's not off the record, but it's a privately held Zoom call between 3 members of the company and 10 analysts? Maybe not. And then the analysts can do what they want. Will they authorize and organize a media day? Will they authorize an actual media day where members of the media can register and then be verified as media by the company, or a company the company hires, the GameStop hires? Could that be it? Maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see what's going on. We are being attacked here, and I don't know why. I don't know how we're being attacked, but we're being attacked by hacks on my channel right now on this chat. I'm not sure how this is working, because my understanding was only members of this channel can make comments. I'm not sure what's going on. I like it. GameStop price target raised to 175 from 15 at Jeffries. I'm not sure if that's legit. I'd love to think that that's a legitimate deal, but I'm not sure if that is legit. Mr. M, I will follow it, but I'm not sure if that's legit. Adriano became a YouTube member. Thank you, Adriano, for being here and joining in. I don't know about this about these entities out there, but we'll see what's going on. 146 on the stock, despite that if there is actually a report or not. I'm not sure if Jeffries has actually put out a buy on the stock. I don't know. I know that the Wedbush has had a sell rating. They've lowered their estimates on the stock with a sell rating. So I'm not sure what this all means, but I'm not sure what's going on. So that's Wedbush. We'll follow this. We'll keep an eye on any kind of releases, if they're real or not. Hopefully real. So if any of you know of actual analysts' reports or analysts' recommendations on the stock, do let us know. Do let me know. But I have not seen, or I'm not aware of an analytic report of this kind. Okay, I'm watching for it. I'm looking for it, but I haven't seen it. Okay, guys. But thank you for those of you who are trying to alert me to anything you're coming up with. I do appreciate it. As I say, we're trying to follow this as much as we can, as best we can. Thank you, and Adriano becoming a new member. Not lovely to have you here. This is good stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Spam bots. I know they're spam bots, but I'm not sure how they can get in here. Block and report is what people are saying. I'm not sure how that works. Any of you out there can see that, do report them. Do me a favor and report them. We want to kick him out of here. Douglas, the analyst, wrote, while Wall Street views diverged with Jeffries hilarious lifting its GameStop price target $15 to $175. The analyst wrote, again, I don't know what to make of it. If it's real, great. We'll take any analyst report, any analyst recommending the stock at 175 as a win, because it'll be the first time we'll ever seen it like that. But I don't know how legit this is. I don't know if that's real or Memorex. We're gonna see. We'll see what's going on. Are they not just paying to become a member and then commenting? Aaron, it's possible, but I block them. I mean, if you become a member and then harass us, I block you out and keep the money. So, I'm not sure. There are ways to, get into the chat. You can super chat your way in, but I'm doing the best I can. Derek, you got it right. Spam bots equal proof that Bruce speaks the truth. That's probably what it means. They don't like the truth. What can I say? I hear Jennifer in the kitchen. I think Jennifer is alive and well. She survived another night's sleep, and she's milling about the kitchen. And it's fantastic that she's here. I hope she's doing well, and she might take the time to come by and say hi.
You can just see Parkhurst.
She's talking about what the mountains we can see out of our window here in Creston. How about that? Fantastic. Welcome, Jen. Good morning to you. How are you? How are you doing?
No frost on the houses this morning.
No frost on the houses this morning. Spring in the air. 146, 145 on the GameStop, by the way, where we're trading at right now. Volume on GameStop now, for those of you who are looking for me to tell you, 8.5 million shares of GameStop traded. We're at the lows of the day, or in the neighborhood of the lows of the day. 143.85 was the actual low print so far. We're at 146 right now on 8.3 million. There's Jen. Hello there. Nice to see you. What is happening in your life?
Have to wait a couple hours for the first curling because now we're into the playoff pools.
Playoff pools, curling, gotta wait. Mixed doubles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Very exciting indeed. Very, very exciting stuff.
And then I think next week might be the world's.
Oh.
Might be the world's women's.
The world's women's championships coming up.
The world's men's.
And then the world's men's.
Might be the other way around.
There you go.
It's a world somebody.
See, everyone's saying hi. It's world something. Everyone's saying hi to Auntie Jen. She's crushing the curling reports. Bruce, I appreciate your opinion on AMC last week. I got out ahead. Thank you, sir. I'm glad that happened for you. I'm really happy. Curling is on the rise. That's right.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, I'm hungry.
Okay.
I think I need a bagel. I really do. Thank you, Jen. Thank you very much. little cleanup job there. But I'm wondering what to have today. I'm wondering.
Okay, how about we could have?
I know.
You could have some ham slices. Yeah. With a cheese and an egg.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Everything or sesame?
Oh, sesame, I think.
Okay.
I'll do a sesame, really deep toasted bagel with couple slices of ham.
Yeah.
Scrambled egg on top of that. Slice of cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
Ketchup on the side.
Ketchup.
For dipping.
Ketchup.
Oh, man, it's going to be great. Oh, we're loving it. Cosmos, the past 3 weeks, we keep saying there's less and less shares available. Where the shorters get their munitions, past 3 weeks, option print 200 plus stock should be dropping. What are they doing? I hear you, Cosmos. I'm with you. I'm trying to follow it too. I'm trying to justify it, trying to understand it, trying to figure it out. Where is this paper? Where does it keep coming from? M is throwing us a $25 sticker. Thank you so much, M, for this. Appreciate these. All of you. We are, what can I say? Ham, egg, cheese. Oh, man, Slade. How do I find curling to watch on the East Coast of the USA? Streaming options? Maybe streaming options. I don't know where to send you. Anyway, I just gained 2 pounds. Oh, my God. Jen, make sure to add some Tabasco. Oh, I don't think so. We're talking ketchup. Oh, yeah, ketchup. We're talking ketchup. She's reading the heart of the stocks. 146.31 on the stock. Can it go any lower if I eat a bagel today? I don't think so. Yeah, let's see. Arco. Bruce, how much do you think the merger of Matterport and Gores Holdings will make the price go up? What do you estimate the stock will be worth at the end of the quarter? I like that deal, the Gores Holdings and Matterport deal. I really like it a lot. I think it'll do very, 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 very well. Now you have to interpret that for yourself, but I think it'll do very, 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 very well. But right now, Gores Holdings is at 14.47, and it's in the hold period. It's in that quiet period with the merger going through. We're waiting for it to finish off, and then we'll take it from there. So I like it very, 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 very much. And you got to figure out yourself, what does that mean? What does he mean when he says that? Does he like it? I'm no longer seeing any spam. I hope we're done with that. Jen does not condone the ketchup. Jen's not a fan, but I am. Spammers get the boot. That's right. Bruce, did you play hockey? I think it's a religion in Canada. I played street hockey as a kid. Of course. Played street hockey, but not organized hockey. Just not into it. Gun, the troll, whack-a-mole was successful. There you go. Kevin Leary, I think we're looking to retire in Canada. I love it. Spam is better on a bagel. I hope the bagel brings the price down to 140 so I can buy another 10 shares. 147.53. It doesn't look like it's going down, but we'll see. We should send him French's ketchup. Ooh, there's French's around here, but we use Heinz. Spam on a bagel, laugh out loud. Jane Doe, same. I've only had a handful, but it's so great. Oh yeah, we got a card in the mail yesterday. Someone sent me a card in the mail, and it's to the moon with Uncle Bruce, sending smiles to you and kisses to Jen from the Subway Scientist. We got this card in the mail yesterday. It arrived. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Very good. A little hand-drawn rocket going all the way up there. That's pretty cool. Thank you for that. We are getting mail here every couple of days. It arrives at our post office box. If any of you want to send us any mail, you can do it right here. P.O. Box 941, Creston, BC, here in Canada, VOB1GO. Thank you, everybody. If anyone you want to send me a private email, if you want to have a private one-on-one consultation with yours truly, Saturdays and Sundays is when I do one-on-ones, $400 an hour US. If you'd like to get me for an hour of my time, your time, send me a private email. Say, I want to have a one-on-one. When can you put me in there? When can you fit me in, Bruce, Uncle Bruce? I'd love to have a one-on-one with you. That's information is always down below in the description of this video or my live shows or any videos I always upload. So keep an eye open for that. And I appreciate those of you who take me up on it. We are booking now into April and May. We're now booking April and May. Very exciting stuff. Incredible. Thank you guys for all your support. 145.25 just before I get my bagel is where we're at right now. 145.25. The low is 143.85, I think, is the low. The volume on GameStop is now 8.7 million. Not heavy volume. That's where we're at right now. Diamond Handed Ape, keeping it Canadian. We love you, Bruce. Diamond Hands going nuclear. Tattoos of Bruce once we go to the moon. Stay strong. I don't think you want to do that. You don't want to have a tattoo of me on your body, do you? Ew, it's kind of creepy. Face made for radio and all. I don't know if that's such a good idea. But anyway, let's see what happens. Oh man. I just had a bagel with butter and grape jelly. Good. Adam, thank you for this donation. Uncle Bruce, what do you think about Spac prices today? Well, they're a bargain. They're on sale. Spacs are on sale right now. What can I say? We're looking at Vector Acquisition down 10 cents to 11.98. We've got NavSite down 2 cents to 10.09. Gores Holdings down a dime to 14.45. VGAC down 3 cents to 10.22. Starboard down 7 cents to 9.87. And Fortress down a nickel, 9.85. It's not down a lot. It's just down a little. That's what's going on. The Dow up 326. We have reversed the losses from yesterday on the Dow. This is a very good sign. We are up 27 points on S&P, up 9 on NASDAQ. NASDAQ has turned positive. The whole market is shifting higher. That's a good sign. Will that translate to more money into the market? And will that turn the fortunes around of GameStop or AMC? Because they're battling their own battles right now with a whole bunch of hedge funds and other nasty sellers. That's what's going on. 145 GameStop, 1026 AMC. The battle rages. Le Battle de Royale is on, and we are following it here on this channel. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You may want to give the stock a little motivation. I'm getting ready to have my bagel. Maybe it's time for the knee emojis to be shown again to get this stock going. 145 a share. The knee emojis might be needed right now, just before I start chomping on my bagel to get this thing a little momentum. We are up. We got 4,400 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. 185 on the downside. We are outdoing the down arrows big time today. Keep those thumbs ups coming in, guys. Nail that thumbs up button. Here come the knee emojis. They're coming in, getting ready for bagel time. We are coming in hot and heavy with the knee logos. Fantastic, everybody. We're going to the moon. As the stock is trading at 143.35, a new low of the day. Maybe it's reverse psychology where we're doing it to kind of make it go down and then to have it go up. But the knees are coming in like crazy. Fantastic, everybody. Thank you so much. We love it. What will happen with the stock? I don't know. We're going to follow this. We are watching all kinds of activity here. 4,500 thumbs ups and counting. Thank you for keeping them coming. 144 on the stock. Back and forth it goes. And like I say, we will be here to see what happens. It's 2 hours, 33 minutes into the show. Thank you for all your support today. Have you heard of MP Material? What's your take? Have not heard of MP Material? Don't know it. We've got AMC at 1030. We've got the Dow now up 337, up 1 full percentage point. That's got to be approaching a new high, getting closer now. S&P up 27.5, NASDAQ up 14. This is the market going in the right direction. We had the fall off to start, and now a climb up. Let's see what's going on. One trade and one day, one moment at a time is what we have happening all over the place. Thank you, everybody, for supporting this channel and this YouTube. Right? Thank you. Fantastic. Oh, my gosh. We've got a good crowd here today. I appreciate it. We've got new members who've joined up. I appreciate that. New users of neat emojis. Appreciate that. We've had a few donations today on PayPal. Appreciate that too. Oh, I think a bagel is in my future. I can feel the bagel coming.
I think you can smell the bagel.
I can smell the bagel coming. I see the ketchup on the plate too.
See, look at this.
Look at that.
We got it all here, people.
Here it is.
We got the ketchup to dip, the cheese, the ham, egg, slightly toasted bagels. There you go.
Woohoo!
All a growing boy needs.
Everything a growing YouTuber, growing YouTuber boy needs to make it happen. Thank you, Jen, so much. I appreciate it. 143.30 is the price of the stock.
Okay.
As I start chomping on this bagel right at the low of the day. Is this it? Can we get this thing higher from here? 142.60 was the low. 9.1 million traded. That's where we're at, kids. Can it get any worse, or could it get better from here? We're going to find out. We got the bagel in our hand, and we're going to enjoy it. A little dip into the ketchup. Oh, my gosh. This is so exciting. Bagel power, sensual bagel description. That's right. That's right. Everyone needs a Jen in their life. Everyone needs a Jen in their life. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Oh, yeah. Woohoo, so good. So good. We are loving the bagel. We're loving the egg, the cheese, the ham, the toasted sesame bagel. Oh,
It's the big picture.
You can. It's just the whole big. It's the big picture. It's beautiful. It is fantastic. Alrighty, the sesame seeds are toasted, so they taste roasted. Oh, roast. Oh, this is so darn good. Sensual bagel. Oh, enjoy. Here we go. Jen, the MVP. 142.26. We got to go higher. This stock needs a shot. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Man, is this good. Oh, yeah. Who needs Timmy's when you've got the bagel? The dip is delicious today. Reuters is reporting 15% short interest based on S3 partners. Thanks for the SPAC picks. My friend Mo Lester is a fan of the stocks. Kids, any thoughts? Also, yes. Dips in the morning, dips in the evening, dips at supper time. When the dips are on the bagel, you can eat dips at any time. That's it. We're doing the dipper thing. 142.42. We need a run on the stock. Keep eating your bagels, kids. There you go. There you go, guys. Love the bagel. Love the bagel. 143. I think we're popping up here. Let's see. 142, 143 now. We're a little higher on the GameStop. Dow's up 360. Powering higher. Money is coming into this market. That one, I don't know how that would work. Yeah, that would be wild. That would be wild if that happened. There would be some IOUs for stock for sure. Unbelievable IOUs. That'd be wild. Time for cheese. You think all these analysts will start eating various bread and breakfast pastries on the air to be more like you? I don't know. Guys got to eat. I mean, I've been up since 3 a.m. It's now 8 a.m. I'm hungry. Gotta have something. Oh man, 142.49 is where we're at. We're jumping around down here. That's what's going on. What will be the next catalyst? Just more buying of the stock in solid hands is my guess. There'll be other catalysts. I think there'll be we're just going to keep getting news on this stock. It's just going to keep coming out. The next week, Friday, is the month end. Is the end of the quarter. Reallocation of funds. All the mutual funds have to be reallocated. Hedge funds, index funds. That could be interesting on GameStop shares. We'll be around. We'll watch. Oh, this bagel is good. That's right, JJ. We're down 10% today. It's restricted tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. And if we have a 10% shenanigan during the day tomorrow, restricted Friday. Watch out. We'll see I'm far too emotional for this game. Frank, because of you, my friend Lily Pierce and I are going out to eat bagels. There you go, because of me. What's wrong with going out to eat bagels? Nothing. Nothing is wrong with eating bagels. Here we go. What's the difference between a broker and a dealer? That one you might have to look up on Google. Anybody know the actual physical, detailed definition between one and the other? Michael, why did GameStop decline to forecast? Wasn't that one of the catalysts we were looking forward to? No, we weren't looking for financial forecasts. I wasn't looking for financial forecasts. I was looking for corporate objectives going forward. That's what I'm looking for. And I got that. I got what I wanted. No, I don't want them to try to give us financial forecasts because we're still in a pandemic right now. And if we get a second wave, a third wave, a fifth wave, an 18th wave, all bets are off with shopping malls. All bets are off with movie theaters. All bets are off with gyms, bars, restaurants. I don't want them guessing like that. No one else is. Why should they? No. That could be it. Pete, you might have something right there, dragging their feet on transferring stock out. I have to admit that if every client asked for their shares to be transferred, everybody wants to transfer their account to another broker at the same time, these firms won't be able to deliver the stock. They don't have it. They're short stock. Could be a most interesting dilemma. I know. That's right. That's right. You can't transfer what you haven't got. It would be something. That would be really something. Yeah, agree. So good. Oh. 144? Is that where we're at? 144? No. Yeah, we like that analogy. Run on the banks. If the stock was all transferred, everyone wanted to transfer their shares to another broker. It would be like a run on the bank. They don't have the stock. The emperor has no clothes. Then the SEC would have an issue. Would they ever? I don't know. I wouldn't care if GameStop went down to 90. I just scoop up even more. I'm not selling this stuff. Good analogy. Oh man, is there a 142 floor? I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. The stock is capable of anything at any time. Anything at any time. If you're happy picking up at these levels, step in there and pick up these levels. A lot of people are, obviously, but it's traded now 9.9 million. Let's call it 10 million shares traded on GameStop. AMC is down 48 cents to 1018 on 36 million shares. The Dow up 305, 306, S&P up 26, NASDAQ up 7. We've had a good run so far. A little profit taking coming in right now, a little pullback on the big board, but they're up. GameStop 142.01, low of 141.27. I don't think there's an artificial wall here, but we're at this level right now, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're seeing, and we're just going to see what people are going to do. Our investors going to keep nibbling up this stock. The lower it goes, it gets cheaper and cheaper. At 300, it's one share was $300. Now at 142, you can buy two of them. That's the way it is. It goes to 70, you can buy four of them. I mean, that's the market. There comes a point where the equilibrium doesn't work anymore, and there's just way more interest in buying the stock than selling, and we get the opposite effect that we've been having here lately. But today it is down, no question about it. It's down $39.10 from yesterday's close. We cannot deny any of that. The question is, will it stay here, or will it bounce higher than this? We're going to have to. We'll just be sitting around waiting. What's going on? One trade at a time is all we can do. We have 4,600 thumbs ups, 200 thumbs downs. We have a 23-to-1 up to down ratio on thumbs. I thank you very much. Keep those thumbs ups coming in and keep that ratio up there or higher if you don't mind. I would love that. Thank you, everybody, for your support. 4,600 up, 200 down. It's beautiful. That is fabulous. I appreciate these thumbs ups, everybody. Thank you for your following of this channel, becoming members, and everything that you do for us. I love this. Jen is thrilled, blown away, and thrilled. Again, thank you guys. Let me take a look over here. I wanted to figure something out. 143.04 right now is what I'm seeing the stock doing. I wondered if we can do something. I just wanted to look something up. See if that is actually in any way accurate. Not sure if that's accurate. I'm trying to find a confirmation on this story about Jeffries. What's their actual price target? Pardon me, people. I don't know if it's real or Memorex. I would like to find an official somewhere. Let's see here. We've got that name there, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go there. As I attempt to literally on the fly, I'm going to try to find out what is happening on the GameStop recommendations. Okay. Looking at something called streetinsider.com. Update GameStop price target raised to 175 at Jeffries. Talent and strategy to digitize the business. But I don't have the article. I just have a headline only. Trying to find other places where I can find this info. Where I can find legitimate coverage of this story. I'm not sure if I can find it. I'm not sure what to believe here. I can't get it confirmed at several places. I'm having trouble finding absolute confirmation of this story, if this is true or not. Looking up right now, CNBC right now, but I'm not finding a report that is as of today. I'm not finding anywhere where I can absolutely see this report. And so I'm just telling you what I hear, what I see, but I don't know if I can confirm it. So pardon me while I do the best I can. 142.37 on the stock right now. I don't know if there's a real legitimate Jeffries recommendation or not. Something like that would be easily detectable and should be easily found on a place like MarketWatch. They've got other analysts here, but I don't see this analyst anywhere. So not sure what to make of it. It could be just wishful thinking. It could be someone just making stuff up on the fly. I do not know. But the stock is at 142.97 right now. Volume on the GameStop shares at this point would be a total of, hang on here, get this to work properly. 10.2 million shares. That's what we have right now on GameStop shares. AMC is trading at 10.18, down 47% today. And that's what I got. The Dow is up 281, backing off a little from that high run that we just had. S&P is still up 23, NASDAQ down 1 point. So we are flatlining on NASDAQ. we're up on the other two indices at this exact moment in time. That's where we're at right now. 4,700 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. 200 down. We'll take the ratio there and run with it. Thank you all. Appreciate that. We are coming in the last 7 minutes of this show. I'll be on this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern time, as always, to go through the last hour of the day, and then we'll follow the first hour of the aftermarket. We'll follow what else is going on. Those of you who are members of this channel, I have an alert for you. You are about to receive a bulletin from yours truly on a stock that I am uncovering. So those of you who are members, do not be surprised if you catch an email shortly in the next 45 minutes or so from yours truly on a stock that I'm going to add to the stock list. And you might want to look at that. So those of you, again, who are members, one of the privileges you have of being a member is not only to comment on this show through my comment section, you also get to use emojis, and you will from time to time be alerted of stock picks that I come up with. And I've got one for you to consider, and I will pop that up within the next 30 minutes or so. Just after I get off the show, I have to just sit up and put it together. So bear with me, and check out the recommendation. Check out the stock yourself. See what you think, and if it fits your portfolio's needs, great. If it doesn't, it's okay. Anyone who's a member will automatically get that alert. And Scott, you're going to get it. Definitely get the alert. Faithful, you'll get it as well. You'll get the alert. Any of you who want to be aware of these stock picks that I come up with from time to time, if you're a member, you'll be given this information ahead of time. The rest of the channel will find out in the next few days what's going on. And that's just a little reward and a gift from me to my followers who are supporting this channel, because we are attacked all the time by haters out there, and we're trying to reward those who are supporting this channel through thick and thin. And I really appreciate those of you who are a sponsor, members of this channel. I appreciate it. Leon, Norman, thank you as well. Also to Zelos, thanks for coming in as a member. And Doug, thank you, buddy, for popping in. Jens, thank you. And Steve, thank you. You guys will all get the alert after I finish the show in the next 30, 45 minutes. To kind of look for it. You'll get an alert as a sponsor member. And so there you go. That's what we're going to do. And Tammy is saying, Jeffrey, Stephanie Wisnick, 324 article, GameStop price target is 175, and the article is available on E-Trade. That's the story, apparently. Matt Lewis, you're a member too. You're going to get an alert. You'll get an alert as well, being a member of the channel, which you should all look for. Again, all of you as members of this channel, you're going to receive an alert from yours truly within about 30 minutes of me finishing this show today, but before I start my next show. And I will be adding a new stock to my stock recommendation list that you should take a good look at and decide for yourselves if you want to have it part of your portfolio or not. Philly Flasher, you're in. Also, Savvy Ninja, you're in as a member now. And Matt McQuinn, you are in too. So if you've been thinking about becoming a member and going, it's kind of fun with those emojis, I might do that. I could comment on it. Here's the real reason you want to be a member of this channel. You're supporting my channel. I'm trying to support you. It's my little way of thanking you as sponsor members to say, look, you could follow all kinds of other channels. Here's something that I can, that I'll give to you from time to time. I come across something that I think you should be aware of. I'm going to alert you on it. And hey, if you make some money on it, beautiful. The cost of being a member of this channel is $9.99 US a month. For that, you get at least 10 live shows a week. Avocado, thank you. And you'll get the emojis. And from time to time, I'll upload exclusive videos for you as well. Mario, thank you. And also to Mama Mary John. Mama Mary, thank you, Mama Mary. It's my way of giving you something, hopefully that you'll enjoy and that'll work for you. I'm a happy guy. Thank you very much, all of you who are supporting this channel. I can't thank you enough. Jen and I have talked about this, and we are blown away by how many of you have chosen to call this home. Call this a home, a safe place to come home to. I love it. Skoll, thank you. Carl Anderson, thank you as well, Carl, for joining in. Also, 23 Killer Elf, thank you. I wanted to give this heads up now towards the end of the show. For those of you, you should be aware of this. Like I say, this is coming. Matt, thank you, Matt, for becoming a member. And also, Carrie, thank you for becoming a member of the channel as well. Those of you who can't become a member, you can become a member by coming onto this channel on your iPhone, going onto desktop mode. You should be able to subscribe that way. Otherwise, use your laptop. You can definitely become a member of this channel through your laptop easily. And welcome aboard. Jay Zander, thank you for this super sticker. And Cameron, thank you for becoming a member. Casey, becoming a member. Thank you, buddy. Alan, same to you. Thank you to you too, all of you. I appreciate that. GameStop 146.40, a little better, isn't it? Isn't it a little better? A lot better? Not a lot better. It's just a little better. Okay. Julius, you're a member. Philip, you're in. Ricardo, you're getting an alert. You're in. The alert will be coming out to you within 30 minutes or so. I'm getting ready to shut down this show right here. Again, if you would like to get the alert of the next stock that I'm offering or I'm recommending that you may want to look into, become a member, and I will. You'll be included in the report. I will be doing this in the next 30 minutes or so. So you still have about 30 minutes to become a member before you miss it. Pavel, thank you, Pavel, for becoming a member of the channel as well. Also to Slobbery, thank you. I love that name. Slobbery, I love it. Fantastic. Jonathan, 23 members since you said it, Bruce. Well, I love you guys for that. Thank you. As I say, I'm trying to give back, and if it helps you, I'm thrilled. I'm just thrilled. Any of the recommendations I make, if they all go up, I'm really happy. Of course, that makes me happier. George, you're in as a member. Also, Isaias Guerrero, you're in. James Green, you're in there, buddy. You're in, and thank you, all of you, becoming members of this channel in the last 15, 20 or so minutes to catch up on what we're up to here. That's great. Beautiful. I'm going to be on again at 3 o'clock Eastern time. So you'll catch up with me then. We'll cover the last hour of the day, and then we'll cover the first hour of the aftermarket. We'll see what's going on. Erica, you're in there. You're a member, Erica. Thank you for coming in here and becoming a member of this channel. Good luck, Charm. Thank you too. And also to Vilbas, thank you for becoming a member of the channel. You guys are great. Love you guys. So 3 o'clock I'll be on, and we'll be on for a couple hours this afternoon. The machine is here. 007, new member. Cookbook Adventures, you're in. Mo Gaines, you're in too. Thank you guys. Beautiful. Thank you, all of you. Many thank yous. And enjoy the emojis. Remember to use those neat emojis. If you want the stock to go up on GameStop, use the neat emojis right away. DD, you're in. You gotcha. DD, Dexpert, RD expert, whatever it is, you're in, man. Thank you to Avant-Garde. You're a member now. Gregory, you're a member too. Hit those neat emojis, and let's see if we can run this market to the moon. 146.69 now. Come on, let's go. Luke Vanderwark, you're a member as well. Thank you for joining in. I think I said hi to Grant, or did I say hi to Gregory already? Gregory, thank you. And Luke as well. You're all members, guys. Thank you for joining up the becoming members of the channel. This is beautiful. I love it. Steve, you're in. You're in, Steve. Relax. You're in. Beautiful. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. It's been 3 hours, 2 minutes, 5 seconds. And Everything Modern and Ron Benson have arrived as well as members. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys a little bit at 3 o'clock. Keep an eye open for your alert. There's an alert coming your way not too long from now. Stand by. Jennifer, you're going to get the alert. Skylar, you're getting the alert. Stand by for your stock alert. That will be happening in mere minutes. Mr. Dunnan, Mr. D, you're in. Laura, you're here. Augustino, Laura, you're in as well. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Texas Red, and Shauna and Gigi, you're all in as well. I don't want to miss any of you guys because you're just frantically trying to join here. I don't want to cut you off. it's the least I can do to acknowledge your following of my channel and support. Thank you for all this support. It is just it's overwhelming. It's just incredible. And Nirav and Parvin, you're getting an alert. All right, fabulous guys, beautiful, beautiful. JGJ, you're in as a member too. Thank you guys so much. They want to rock. Yes, we want to rock. We want to rock. Yes, we do. Colin, thank you for your kind words. Spread the word, Bruce. Thank you. Everyone trying to make money here. You deserve this, Bruce. Thank you guys so much for just everything. You guys are you're great. You motivate me to get up at 3 a.m. every day to get on the air and just be here with you. It's not easy, but I'm doing it. Rose, new member. Rose, you're in to win. Beautiful. Thank you guys. And Manuel, you're in too. Beautiful. Just making sure I don't miss any of these. If at all possible in the last few minutes. Thank you guys. 4,900 thumbs ups. Thank you so much. Appreciate that as well. That really adds to momentum. Let's get me over 5,000 thumbs ups before I get off the air here. Hit that thumbs up button. Let's get 5,000 thumbs ups on this show. That would be beautiful, guys. Thank you so much for nailing the thumbs up button. Get me over 5,000 thumbs ups before we shut down this show. And I'll get going on my get the stock alert out to you guys here in the next few minutes. Thank you, and all of you, thank you. Bruce, you said the magic word. Stock tip. Stock tip. Click the button. Stock tip. Stock tip. There you go. We are at 4,900 thumbs up. So we haven't hit 5,000 yet. Come on, guys. Hit the thumbs up. Come on, hit the thumbs up. Do it. Tim Tube, thank you, Tim Tube. You're a member. You're in. John Purcell, you're in. You're a member, buddy. You're in for sure. Here we go. Bruce, boy, you're getting up at 3 a.m. for us. I'm no longer going to whine about getting up at 5 in the morning. Yeah, every day, 3 a.m. That's when my alarm is set. I get up at 3 a.m. every day to do this. RJ and JR Rails, you're in, guys. You're members. Thank you guys for popping in here. Appreciate this. This is beautiful. Thank you. Did we hit the 5,000 mark? Let's take a look. Yeah, we got 5,000 thumbs ups. Yay. Thank you, guys. We'll see you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Keep your eyes open for your stock tip. It's coming up in the next few minutes. Lana, thank you. And who cares? That's right. Who cares? You're in. You're in to win. All right. Go take a nap after I do the stock tip. Okay, there it is. Evil Timonik and Jamie, a couple more just popped in there as I was getting ready to say goodbye. All right, there. I gotta go. All right, keep joining. If you're joined in by the time I hit the button, you'll get the alert. Don't worry about it. Run. Don't worry about it. You're just do it. Okay. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye for now.